that an Enterprise joke?
It probably was. He's been binge watching it.
That's a Voyager joke.
Oh, see, I didn't watch enough Voyager.
The writers didn't know what deuterium is.
I don't know what deuterium is.
It's the most common thing in the universe. It doesn't come in ore form.
Right behind hydrogen.
So not carbon, not hydrogen. I don't know.
It's an isotope of hydrogen.
Oh. Okay,
So
there you go then.
Not even a metal?
Nope.
Yeah.
It could be a crystal. Crystallized gas. That'd be cool.
It doesn't bond that way.
I don't care. Space.
So critical research failure.
Multiple times because there were episodes based around them looking for deuterium. Which, again, is the most common thing in the universe. They couldn't find any.
We need some
Wow,
deuterium. Okay, stick your head out into the vacuum of space. You'll see some of it.
Only they just written in dilithium. Perfect. You used an existing material that has already been established as crystalline form, but no.
Isn't that what they use in the Star Trek Catan game?
Yeah.
That's what they should... I think that's what the writers were going for. They were just stupid.
Yep.
You want to know what your ship runs on?
Feces?
Souls of the Damned.
Ah, he got it. Bingo.
I just figured that'd be a suitably Warhammer thing.
Imperial ships run on a certain, whatever the tech priest thinks it runs on, which usually ends up being a combination of coal, crude oil, and people. And I'm not kidding, that is generally what they throw in it. It's presumed they're supposed to work in some kind of hyper-refined oil substance that they can't make anymore. So you literally just throw whatever in there and pray it works. And usually that includes throwing people in there as sacrifices to the machine spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like my second favorite Star Trek crew, the crew of the Equinox.
There's something wrong with that crew. Is the recording set up?
It is.
So how
people
much
need
of
to
that
watch
did
more.
it catch?
Alright, pulling up the
You
intro.
people need to watch more Voyager. Because that's totally the Equinox's thing.
Alright then.
And now for
I am not going
something
to start.
completely different.
Not as different as you hope.
Well,
then,
alright, I'll
we
go watch
return
some
to
Voyager.
I'm going to call them adventurers because there's not really many other definitions. Gang of thieves? Gang of failures may be closer. Regardless of my insults, we return to Quasimodo, a quarter hive city and mostly death world. You have managed to tear yourselves through the rifts and warps and twists and general unpleasantness of the Immaterium to reach Quasimodo itself, mostly for reasons of it's not controlled directly, there's no large fleet here, that is to say, of the Imperium, and it is very likely to have supplies you need, mostly food, fuel, minor repairs, basic things. Thus, you arrived in grandiose fashion by more or less crashing your very nice, admittedly, but still crashing the bloody thing, Hellcat, or... God, I've gone and forgot the name of the ship. Regardless, you crashed your very nice transport. And drew a lot of attention, just sort of standing there openly, being Xenos and heresies and just arriving in that fashion. Luckily, you remembered, oh right, Xenos is bad, and more or less hid yourselves away and just barely ducked aside an Imperial platoon that was coming to solve the problem. After a little bit of finagling, you realized it's unlikely you're going to get a contact particularly easy with, a Tau hanging around, especially a Tau who's the most convincing of all of you. However, with a little research and some effort on the Tau's part by speaking through Vox, as a parrot practically, you did manage to get enough information to point towards one person who might be willing to deal with you. One Captain Abraham, also known as Captain Ahab, which gets laughs for reasons you're not sure of yet. However, he lives on the lower levels, just below the middle level. These levels are it gets more unpleasant the further you go down. It was already a claustrophobic iron jungle. Now it's a claustrophobic iron jungle of rust, Occasionally you'll see like stains that definitely came from bodies of varying kinds. It's crowded here. It is no less crowded here than it was above. The difference in the however is it's not always as dense. They really keep to themselves in like little pockets of people they obviously know. A lot of the side passages are literally just carved out, so there's a lot of these are just you can see like the interior of a lot of the hive structure has just been torn apart to make more space for people to like hide away in. It is this wonderful place that Captain Ahab apparently lives. He does live in a proper homestead, you guess you'd call it. Most homes on this level are a little better than cramped apartments with around 30 families in them. But considering he is a debit collector or favor exchanger, depending on who you ask, he does own a decent position. It's hard to say, as, again, most of it's inside the wall, and all you can really see is a door and no windows. The door itself is a door made of metal. It doesn't look like particularly good metal, and unless you get closer, you can't determine the condition of the lock, if there even is one. That is where we have left off, and that is where we resume. Good luck.
Are there guards?
Currently around, or in front of the door? No, in both cases. If there were guards, they would already be pointing their guns at you.
One would assume.
I can point my guns at people if you want.
I will point out that as you have been walking here, and just down on this level in general, it is not hard to piece together, no roll required, that this place is basically swarming with gangs, and you only know that because you'll see a symbol, colored, let's say, yellow, and it looks like a sun. And there'll be 4 people standing around glaring daggers at you. You'll walk, 10 meters, and then there'll be a symbol that's blue, and there's people wearing blue signs, now glaring daggers at you and doing pretty much the same thing the last ones did. Repeat that for different colors, shapes, and over and over and over again. Most of them have knives. Other than that, though, it kind of just depends on what section of the town, city, section. We're going to call this a section.
One would think that just the sheer amount of firepower we're carrying will keep them from jumping us immediately.
Which is why you've not been jumped. They have knives. You very clearly are carrying hell pistols. Yeah, they're not starting a fight. One of you's in power armor. That's no...
Oh, hi. Did you want to see what the inside of your spine looks like?
Yeah, none of these gang members are going to pick on you while you very clearly have a power armored lady walking around with hell pistols.
Well, she's got the bolters.
Bolt
No.
pistols, thank you.
Sorry, bolt pistols. I thought you had heavy
They
like,
have
bolt
hell
flamers.
pistols.
Yeah, they have hell pistols. You guys are covered in guns, and one of you's wearing power armor. They're leaving that alone.
I mean, she does have hand flamers. I just
That's
think
it.
she'd bring
That's
it
what they're
into a
called,
city.
hand flamers. Right.
I have
Regardless.
one hell pistol.
Well, I know at least
And
there's
I have a
2
hell
hell
gun.
weapons in here.
Yeah, look, those 2 are armed to the teeth, and me and Carnamord here have an sidearm and look like we might have used it once or twice.
You have at
We'll
least
just
one
stay to
intimidating,
the-
obviously combat-worthy person, and that's enough for them to stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not armed to the teeth. I'm armed to a tooth, and I have an extra arm.
So you're armed to the arm.
Yes.
Alright, chuckle fucks. There's the door. Go.
Well, alright, go on up to the door.
You may, if you feel free to inspect this particular street or ask further information, but that's the position you are in currently.
We have directions. I look amongst my.
I mean, no, you're
fellows.
right in front of the door. I'm
Oh
saying
yes. I know.
you're
I know.
there.
I'm talking to them. Well, our directions led here. Mike, wait, who's going to knock?
Just a
I'm looking
moment.
around for a doorbell.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm looking for anything that stands out on this door as being
Well,
not a door.
It is definitely a door, and by a door I mean it's a futuristic door. It looks like it opens left to right, sliding, and there's some sort of locking mechanism on it, but it's also old and rusted. You're not sure the mechanism even works. A tech use would determine whether or not it still works.
I will do that.
And the metal is, like everything down here, rusted at best, made of poor quality. Could probably get through it with your fist if you punched hard enough for long enough. Okay, that lock does not work in the slightest. It is entirely for show. You think someone might have stole the bits that make it work or removed them forcefully for some reason?
Scavengers.
Well, everyone down here is a fucking scavenger, but
Uh-huh.
it's more likely he scavenged it from where it was working just fine.
So we could just open this door.
Yep, nothing's stopping you from just opening the door.
It's not very diplomatic.
No, you do need something from the man.
Suppose I could run in with my eye open.
Maybe not that.
Why, would you be looking for an ambush?
Who's closest to the door at this given moment?
Probably me, since I was just examining it.
Okay. Roll a, what do they call in this? Detection, perception?
Awareness?
Awareness.
That's it. That's the one. Awareness check, please.
My awareness is awful because I haven't gotten to upgrade it yet.
Well, that's not my problem, is it?
I actually made it!
Holy shit, you did. Well, you notice a couple things. One, they're underneath the wonderful smell of human trash, grease, oil, human grease and oil, something bubbling, and just, the general smell of a lower hive. This particular
the
place
smell
smells...
of humanity.
Yeah, kind of. This, you actually can detect that whatever's inside smells pretty strongly of low-grade grain alcohols.
Oh, lovely.
He's a drunk.
Alright,
Batteries.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay, you knock, and there's a kind of, I don't know how to describe this, clinking sound? Sounds a bit like glass as a gruff voice says, "Go in!"
I'll shrug and open the door.
Alright, I'm presuming everyone follows.
I will go in.
Okay, you enter, and there's a few things of note. First, the place is decently spacious. All four of you can stand shoulder to shoulder and still have a fair bit of room before you hit the walls. I'm going to say, 3 feet of room before you hit the walls if you stood shoulder to shoulder. Pretty big, spacious room. However, this is the only room, from what you can see anyway. There's a desk on the far side. You'd say it'd take you 5 strides to reach the other end of the wall, so the desk is kind of small. To say it is covered in detritus is an understatement. There are bottles all over it, most of which are empty. Papers are strewn about. You're not sure what they say, but there's a lot of them. They seem to be completely out of order. Along the walls, there's a rather large collection of like hooks, nets, broken bits of weapon, like there's the barrel of a gun, but nothing else of that particular model of gun. You count at least 3 different kinds of harpoon up there, or at least you think is harpoons. I mean, a big frickin' spears, so...
Something of that sort.
Most notably, though, is the man himself, Captain Ahab. He is standing and looking at you, and most importantly, he's pointing a gun that is frankly ridiculous looking. It is so big as to be impossible for him to be lifting right now. It's like bigger than his torso. I have a picture, actually. Let me just fix it. There you go.
That gun is bigger than the sun.
No, that's just the picture. It's not that big. But that gun is what he's wielding. It looks like some kind of immensely oversized automatic shotgun. And, yeah, it is way too big for him. If he was to fire, like, much less lift it, if he was to fire that would explode his torso, and his arms would go probably somewhere in the atmosphere. There is no way in the universe he should be able to lift that or shoot that at all. And is really not sized for him. But he's pointing it at you like he means business, and grumbles around his impressively scraggly beard. You can't tell too much about him, considering he's wearing rather large overcoat, layers of scarves, a big silly hat, and by big silly, imagine. At one point, it was supposed to be one hat, but got ruined, and he replaced it with bits of leather. It's just this mishmash of hat that looks somewhat a little bit like an undefinable lump. It's just, this was once a hat, is now a lump of other hats sewn together. What little of his flesh you can see is grizzled is a good word. Grizzled, leathery. Looks like he tanned himself like you would tan a hide. He rumbles around his scars. What do you want?
Yeah, you do know that Desdemona's gonna have her pistols like pointed at him immediately.
I will point out that there's no way for you to know he was doing this because you entered first, so you'd see him first pointing the gun at you. You can choose to draw your weapons, but he more or less has a ready action to shoot you if you start.
Desdemona was not who entered first.
Oh.
That was me.
Ah, okay. Well, in that case, yes, you can have your pistols drawn pointed at him before you would immediately shoot, but, well, now you're in a Mexican standoff. Have fun with that.
Yeah, well, you're pointing a gun at a sister of battle.
Yes, he is, but he doesn't know where you are, or you think he
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I cheerfully poke my head out from behind the wall of armor. Hail and well met!
The fuck was the towel doing here?
A long story.
Hoping to, ask for your services and aid in this fine place.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, that explains why the guard are acting like they're acting. He seems to calm down at least a little, and he looks at Des, and slowly sort of lowers his gun. He goes, "Here, put it away."
She'll do the same.
He sort of plunks. He just sort of turns to the right and drops it, and it makes a sound like you'd expect a truck hitting something would make. Just bam. All right. He sits in his stool, because it's a stool. Clearly want something important, and if I had to guess, you have something to do with that ship that's circling. I haven't seen a ship come through and make it, both in and out, and he sort of stares into space. Doesn't say anything.
That would be my ship, yes.
What? Oh. You're still here. What do you want?
We need to resupply that ship.
Well, the noble? Oh, alright, the Tau. The fuck you doing with the Tau? Wait, you're not here to spread that shit, are you? I heard about that. That's crap. Heresy is what it is.
I can't speak for the Tau, but it's not my goal.
Supplies, huh? Well, it's just the basics?
Something that isn't corpse starch.
That's hard to get down here. That isn't corpse starch, but I could fiddle something.
We have
Here's the
resources
thing,
of our
though.
own. They just don't happen to be food.
Here's the thing. I could get you supplies, but I'm in something of a situation myself.
I'm going to assume it's the reason you have that big of a gun lying around.
That whole thing? I have that in case it's... Well, partly, yeah, but... Point is... start staring into space again.
Captain Johannes?
What? I haven't called that in... Huh. You really aren't from around here. Alright, I got a problem, let's call it. I'll get you your supplies, but I need you to go down to part of town and leave this on someone's desk. Hold on. And he starts just kind of tossing bottles left, right, center. I mean, and by tossing, I mean pick up, throw it at a wall, it shatters, and he just keeps doing that to get at his own papers. And he doesn't seem to really care how you react to that.
On this side of the surface. Sig's just gonna wait.
Gritting teeth, keep your mouth shut.
Well, if no one interrupts him, he does eventually come up with a folder half filled with papers. He sort of jams in there and like grabs a few other ones and jams those in there too and goes, all right, this needs to get to a holding station 3 streets over. Get it there. Put it on a guy's. There's not a lot of desks. It should be like the only desk, like desk, not like a not a piece of metal that looks like a desk, but like a desk. Yeah, only one in there. Get it on top of that, and try not to be seen putting it there. There shouldn't really be anyone there, and if there is, distract them. Just get that there. You do this for me, I'll get you your supplies at a good price too.
This seems like exactly the
Hope
kind
you
of
like
thing for me.
oranges. I really hope you like oranges.
I will assume that there's a reason you can't do this yourself.
Yeah, I'd get shot.
And why is that?
Well, couple of reasons. First reason, I'm armed with a weapon that is theoretically illegal. Or 2, I would set off a couple types of alarm just walking in the place, and they just arrest me over that for just because fuck it. I'm pretty sure at least 3 of them guard types that are, higher, like, stationed there hate my guts and would just use the opportunity. Even though I didn't really do anything particular, it's illegal, just offended, don't like my style. Let's see. Oh, and here's a big one. I'm trying to frame a guy, and they know that, and if they see me walking in there, they will shoot me a lot. That's why I'm in here and not out there. He points.
This is just the kind of mission my character was built for.
See, the thing is, if they have a feller, right, who is accused of doing something I did, right? If they find this, he taps the papers, on their table full of evidence against him, he'll be arrested, I'll go free, and they can't, just kill me for, the giggles of it. So, yeah. Get going.
Sig will, just for dramatic effect, pick up the papers with his mechadendrite arm.
Roll a D100 for me.
Why? Oh god,
Fuck
why?
you, that's why.
And the papers explode.
It's just as maneuverable as any other fucking arm.
D100, fuck all.
I'm going.
Okay, everything goes smoothly. If you got a little bundle of papers and a neat little folder in your claw. Alright, get going. Faster you do it, faster I can get you your supplies and maybe a little something extra for your time. And discretion.
Well, yeah.
Discretion.
Yeah, I should be able to handle this. It's just walking into a building, talking your way past some people, and distracting them while I put something on a desk.
That is correct, more or less what he's asking you to do, yes.
That's the exact kind of thing I was built for. The Tau would be better, but he's a Tau.
Yeah.
Alright.
He can still do it. I mean, he's got an okay disguise check. It's just you just have to make that a lot.
Let's go handle this.
Just watch my back, and I'll take care of this. I'm already in my navigator's uniform. I look perfectly normal.
Door's over there.
So, what is this office for, anyway? Like, police office? Or...
Oh, it's a Holden's facility. They put people they need to interrogate into it for temporary measures. The arbitrator's further. He's on the upper level.
Ah, a constabulary.
Sure, let's call him that. I should just call him a fuck.
We'll take care of it.
You're going.
I will forcibly pull people out with me if they don't start walking.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm coming. I will grab the papers and shove
papers
them
already
into
got grabbed by Mecco Hand over there, so we're good on
Yeah,
that.
I'll grab them from him and put them in my robe.
Okay, fair enough. So you're all leaving the area. You basically emerge out of his booze-smelling office, let's call it, onto the street proper. Everyone, please make me an awareness check.
Minus 16.
Good for you.
I doubt I'll make this again. Nope.
V47.
Okay, let's see.
Wow. Okay.
So because
Uh,
my
the
head is
biggest-
on a swivel, looking for threats in every dark corner.
Okay, hold on. Let's start with Sig.
I failed.
Nah, I don't think. You failed?
Yes.
No.
80.
I'm trying to find
versus
everyone's
a-
awareness.
I
Yep.
put mine on there versus 17.
Minus 47.
Okay, we're good.
I'll be training awareness with like my next batch of experience, but
Yeah, it does look like Skaith was the only one. Alright, the rest of you...
Carnimore passed his, didn't he?
Yeah, did he? 41
Minus
versus...
16.
Yeah,
Oh,
like...
16. Okay.
I'm looking at 16 going, Actually, with this difficulty, that makes... No, Sig failed as well. He rolled an 80. Yeah, you all are blind idiots. Skaith, you notice a couple things, actually, almost immediately. Good on you. First off, there's no one around. That's weird. This is it might be the lower level of a hive city, but they're still guaranteed to have at least a few hobos in every corner. Yeah, no one's around. This place is lacking in the peoples. Further, you actually are, you're the one with the eye, too. Thanks to your bionic see-through eye, you also notice another note. You actually aren't entirely alone. There's at least 3 men crouched behind a bit of, I'm going to call it cover, because that's what it is. It was probably a vendor stand, but since they're not vendors probably, but they're definitely crouched behind it. And there's 2 more to an alleyway to the right, and 1 man, specifically, approaching swiftly from some distance away. It's a little too far to easily see, mostly because of the debris in the area. As an example, there's a lot of, I'm going to call them hunks of metal and, like, not shopping carts, but wheelie things. They're a lot like shopping carts, actually, but...
Scraps which ones were vehicles or minecarts or something.
Minecarts is actually really close to what they look like. They don't hover, so because they couldn't fucking afford that. A lot of minecarts that have just been left behind or overturned. They're made of decent metal, decent as you can get down here, and they're just abandoned. And this fellow's approaching, and it's only because of those things you don't immediately see him. So there's a fair amount of cover around here. Though keep in mind, none of these minecarts are bigger than like your torso. They're not very big. They're deep though.
I'm guessing we're on a short staircase up to the door or something?
Yes. You're on this little... Yeah, it's not much of a staircase. It's like 2 steps.
Okay, just a stoop. And how far away is this one guy who's out in the open?
I gotta measure in meters, so that'd make him 20 meters, give or take.
Okay, so not that far away.
No, not that. Like I said, not that far. The only reason these idiots haven't noticed him is because, well, they're idiots. So you have noted that there's 2 people hiding behind cover on the right side of the alleyway in like a little side cubby.
Okay, the only
And-
disambiguation I need left then is, are they armed?
That would be another... I'm looking at... You did roll... Actually, you rolled exactly what you need to. Yeah, the guy approaching is definitely armed. Can't really say for the ones in cover. Your eye would kind of... You can't differentiate that well.
Right.
But the guy coming towards you... Oh, yeah, he's armed. Not heavily, though. He seems to just have a stub pistol.
Let's rush into combat.
Please do. Please rush into combat.
I try to keep my voice down so none of the other inhabitants of this alley notice, and whisper over to my fellows who are coming out the door with me.
Loudly and without any kind of subtlety. Your fellows, not you.
Yes. Say, there's no one around except for those armed hoodlums behind that overturned cart there, and this fellow coming at us. Does this look like an ambush to you guys? Completely oblivious.
Blink, blink.
I'm going to roll an intelligence to see if this is an ambush.
Fair enough. I will allow that.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. This is either an ambush or this is the best surprise party you've ever seen.
Well, I do deserve a surprise party for the way I got us here, so that might be it.
Those aren't guns, those are cake.
Can we assume that once they've been
The cake
pointed
is a
out to
lie.
us, we'll notice these people?
The rapidly approaching one, you're all going to notice in the next couple seconds. So if you have something to do before then, now's the time.
Well, we were just told by the Tau.
The Tau who's going to draw his pistol and just idly point in the direction of the running guy with it.
He's not running, he's walking.
Okay, the walking guy with it. Yeah, him down there.
Alright, as soon as the Tau pulls his pistol, everyone roll initiative.
Oh boy, okay.
I'm going to hide behind the cover that is the battle sister.
What's
Initiative first, then we
what's
figure out
initiative?
who's hiding behind what.
D10 plus agility modifier?
I believe so, yes. I'll double check though.
Not for me. Hee hee.
Well, you can just go ahead and jump into the first lake you see.
No, I have agility mod times 2.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
Then I got 12 because I have agility mod plus 1 because of my high world upbringing.
It should be this, but I'm going to double check the main rules to be sure.
I think it's D10 plus agility.
Me too. I don't think it's anything else, but I like to double check because this is our first combat. We might as well at least try.
Yep.
I have a 7.
You know what's funny? This combat was avoidable, but then you went and pulled your gun.
Well, this is an alley. I don't imagine there's much cover other than what those guys are already behind. And
Yeah,
the
kind
doorway
of.
we're coming out of.
Yeah, you got at least a good
And
3
also,
meters
Skess
before
is
you
still
hit cover.
Skess is still getting over his naivete. He's trained,
True.
not experienced.
True.
I'm probably just going to run right back into the house.
Yeah. That's... Yeah.
If you want to do that, that's your business. I just need to... Yeah, here.
You might get shot by him.
D10 plus your agility bonus. Yes, we are correct. Hooray.
Yeah,
Alright, what is everyone? Sig has a 9, Death is a 13, Sketh needs to roll a 10. Oh, he did, it's a 5.
Yep, plus 2.
7 then. So let's run down.
And
Issue sheet.
Carnivore, I believe, said was 12.
Yep, I rolled 8, I add 4 to that.
Okay, so double checking. Carnivore, you have 13?
12.
Ah.
8 plus 4.
Sketh has 7. Who had 13?
There's the
There's
Mona.
the Mona.
I'm missing someone.
And 9 for Sig.
Oh, that's right there. Private roll.
Walking towards us got 75.
Excuse me a moment. I need to go make some private rolls. A lot of them, actually.
First 100 bullets enter directly into your nasal cavity.
You're not fighting Space Marines. Shut up. Actually, no. That's more like Eldar. Space Marines would just shoot your chest.
Thank you, Space Marine. I had a cold, and it's cleared up now.
You're also dead as shit.
Space Marine pulls out his grab gun.
Okay, so I'm going to separate these guys out into 3 different groups based on where they are. So I'll just roll. Huh, that's weird.
Hmm?
I rolled 2 groups the same amount, so I guess this go as 1. Cool.
I'll just open my
Okay,
eye.
well this will be hilarious, like as not. Des, you are first in initiative.
Okay. What are we
And
looking
use the
at?
fancy initiative thingy.
All you can see at the moment, without making a check, is the one man who is walking towards you. He seems to have seen Sketh draw his pistol and is going for his.
Oh, I don't even care about him. What do I see in the area?
Okay. It is a alleyway that is roughly. It's less of an. You'd call it an alleyway just because it's claustrophobic, but it's pretty big. I'm saying like 15 meters wide and a whole lot of meters long in either direction. 15 meters to basically the wall in front of you, left and right, a long fucking distance. Either way. Strewn about is a combination of, you'd guess, like I said, carts is a good word. Metal carts that are used to just wheel around supplies, people's things, that sort of thing. They're no bigger than your chest, but they're deep enough to where you could, like I said, wheel it around, right? There's a lot of overturned ones. There's at least one cluster close by at about 3 meters you could use for cover. It would be considered, just glancing at it, probably light cover. What would I? Yeah, like light. Yeah, it's not strong enough to really cause. We're looking at around like AP 5 or so worth of cover. And if they shoot it enough, it probably will go bye-bye. Beyond that, like I said, the man himself is, let's see, he was 20 meters, so now he's like 19, 18. He was walking. He's like 19, 18 meters away. He is on your left, 19, 18 meters away. That's the nearest cover, like I said, was 3 meters. There is other cover, both to the right and left. Closest cover besides that would be to the right at 8 meters and to the left at 12 meters. For Skith's sake, at 12 meters on the left is where that group of enemies was. 3 of them.
Yeah, he did gesture at the debris he sees people behind, but
yeah.
So we've
Don't
got
know
light
how
cover,
well.
basically. That's all that's really available to us at this point.
The heaviest cover is actually, you can see this, it's the biggest thing. It's a more well-maintained, let's call it, shopkeeper's stall that's abandoned. There's no supplies or materials there, but there is a very large, decently good shape bit of metal that's been like welded to the floor long ago. And that thing's easily as thick as like 3 of you laying down. You could take, and it's tall enough to where it'd be at like chest height. Yeah, you could take cover behind that big fucker, but that's like 20 meters to the right.
Right, okay.
If you can get behind that, yeah, that's some shitting good cover, but...
And then movement is what, your agility bonus in meters?
Yes.
Okay. So the most I can move is 8.
Sure.
Ever.
You have a jump jet, don't you?
That's what allows me to move 8. Jump jets allow you to double your movement, but otherwise you're moving the same. So, well, okay, thank you. Yeah.
I'll just draw some stuff. How does this keep happening? Oh, there it goes.
And you know how to adjust the map units so you get reasonable size squares?
Oh, I don't need reasonable size squares. I just need enough to get you guys an idea. Fuck it.
Words.
Okay. Did I get you guys over here? To the Control F or Control E, right?
Yes, but first you have to make the map visible to players with Control H.
I see the map. Yeah, he just made it invisible.
Yeah, now it's
to players.
now it's hidden.
I was like, I didn't make it invisible. Why would I have to unvisible it?
It's hidden from players by default.
Weird. This one wasn't.
We're on our way.
Good.
Oh god.
Stuff.
This is rough, but I did what I could within the time limit you gave me, which was as fast as I could. Huh, I actually got the distance about right. About.
So are we going by 1 square equals 1 meter?
No, how many meters was it
Map.
again?
Edit map.
Okay.
And there's a field there for distance per unit.
Hmm.
And it looks like with
Well, now
that
it's
guy,
5.
Yeah, right now it's 5 because it's 5 feet per square. So if you change that, that changes how many abstract units per square. If you change that to 1 or 2, it'll probably be close on.
Change it to 1.
You'll need to rebring the map over to that, the screen over there. Okay, that guy's now 16 meters away. Wunderbar.
Good. This is fairly representative. Cool. Alright, there you go. So I have put out in blue light cover and in purple heavy cover.
And I saw the ambushers behind all the heavy cover.
Yes, you do know that there is... Oh, darn it. 3 over there. 2 over there.
Okay, so all over there. Good.
Yeah, they're all on the same side.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to... Oops.
Death and destruction.
Blowing holes in the wall already.
Boom.
That's the plan.
No, those are just alcoves, I'm going to call them, that you're able to immediately see, that you could hide. You're not sure how deep they go, but you could definitely put yourself in them, for either cover's sake or just because.
Right on.
Cool.
Alright, so there, now you have a representative map. Hooray. Still Dessa's, alright.
Yep. She's gonna go to cover.
Is she using her jet?
Actually, I
by
need
the
to
way, the
ask you whether or
ceiling,
not
that
you...
is important. The ceiling is, considering what level you're on and where he is, yeah, you got a lot of feet, actually. You got like a good 10 meters to work with.
Yeah, I mean, she would use them as a short burst, probably giving a couple steps, like, technically to get away from people, but...
I mean, you'd have to get to that
There's
phase,
not enough
so-
Yeah.
force on that thing to turn your friends into barbecue, don't worry.
Okay, then that's... As long as I don't have to worry about that, then yeah,
At
she'll
worst,
just use
if they
it.
put their hand underneath it, they'll lose the hand.
Yeah. By the way, the jump jets probably look like angel wings, because that's how they build them for the Sisters of Battle.
Yep. She sprouts wings and off she goes.
Is someone having fire?
No, that's just someone backing a thing out.
Okay.
My bad. I can't control that.
No worry. Sounded like a fire alarm.
No. Someone's truck.
Well, because she got quick draw, she can pull out her weapons as a free action.
Alright. You have ambidextrous or anything like that?
Yep. I can
so
actually
both
fire
weapons are
both
out.
at no penalty.
Well,
But
both are out is the only question I asked, because quick
Yeah.
draw lets you draw 1, but if you have that, you can draw both, so there you go.
Yep, I can only fire 1 this round, so... actually, I'm going to aim.
Yeah, I will allow you to roll a, since you moved, a awareness.
Okay. Nope, still don't see anything. Too focused on the main target.
No, you've actually spotted something.
Oh, cool.
It's not what you think it is. You threw a guy, you all rolled really super crap last time. There's 3 more of these fuckers, and they're all taking cover behind the really good cover over there.
So she knows where they are now.
Yes, she does. Which, she's heavy combat person, so I'm not too...
She's still going to aim at the one in the open, currently.
Yeah, figured, fuck you. Alright, go ahead.
Well, no, she's aiming, like, as per the action.
Oh, you're taking the aim action. Alright.
Yeah, half action plus 10 bonus to hit next turn.
It's fucking unnecessary, but sure, why not? Okay. You have used your full reservoir of action. Next in line. Oh, okay, they all get to go. Alright. Probably gonna kill you
Oh,
all.
so we're all dead. Okay.
Pretty much. I'm sorry. I rolled good. Alright,
Wait,
they're
they
there
roll-
because they started open fire.
Did they roll a
see.
12?
They rolled a natural 10, and then they rolled another natural 10, and then they rolled a 2. So, 10, 10, 2.
Well, okay, but Carnamond rolled a 12.
Oh, no, they have a bonus.
Okay.
We.
Oh, no,
probably
wait, no,
should-
Carnamon does get to go. I'm sorry, I completely
We
fucked.
probably should use initiative.
They have
just so
11.
we make sure we have this.
Yeah, we can't add ourselves.
To what? Oh, the initiative thing is bugged to hell for me. Every time I open the thing, I have to close the map, and it doesn't work for me. That's why I'm not using it.
Alright,
Oh.
so
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
Every time I've tried to use it in the normal campaign of other Sundays, it just fucks me. So I'm not even going to risk it on
Okay.
this.
Yep.
So yeah, sorry, Carnamord, you go ahead. They got 10s, not fucking... Yeah, go ahead. Well, they got 11s, but that's the point.
Okay, I'm going to do a run action, which allows me to take my full turn to move up to triple my move speed. And
get the fuck out of dodge. So get
Yes.
the fuck out of dodge.
So I'm running into the door, yelling at "Dear God, they're going to fight! Dear God, someone's trying to kill us."
Well, explaining your whole action to do it, I will let you open the door and go inside. Captain Ahab looks surprised to see you back so soon, and then realizes you're screaming about someone trying to kill you. He
Last
will
I
react.
checked, we hadn't actually closed the door yet.
we were walking out it.
It automatically closes behind you.
Righto.
You're not sure how it does that. Tech used to tell you, but now's not the time.
It is always the time for the Omnissiah.
Feel free to put yourself in the yellow square, Wombat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that signifies I am inside, fuck off.
That'd be great. Middle of combat, Sig just turns around and starts investigating the door.
A fascinating mechanism.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Dendrite takes out the Hellgun and just starts shooting.
Now
They're
the
trying
enemies
to
can start
kill
killing
us.
you. Oh boy. Let's see. I just saw a jetpack go off, so they're gonna want to aim at that, but these two are gonna take their shot. So let's see. You're not in cover, so that's fun.
But I'm so beautiful.
The good news is they kind of suck.
Yeah, let us know who's being shot at so we know if we want to dodge or not.
Okay, so one of the scum pokes his head out from behind the light cover.
Yep.
And is taking a shot at Skith. What do you do? You may use your dog's action or just pray.
Well,
For reference, they're using stub revolvers. It's
stub.
pretty clear.
Okay, so yeah,
Not very impressive guns, but still a gun.
they're still guns, and they're still not that terribly far away from me. I don't suppose there happens to be a trash can or anything outside Ahab's door.
If you spend a fate point, there will be. Around here, trash is thrown out the window, and it's someone else's problem.
Can you only use free actions on your specific turn?
I believe so, unless you can argue it otherwise.
I'm just saying he could. Otherwise, he could drop prone.
That. That's more like a reaction in this scenario than it is a... That would be dodging in this case.
Yeah, they basically would be dodging.
Right. Well, yeah, my dodge skill is 12 because it's untrained. I should like to try and hurl myself into the door behind Carnamond. However you want me to do this.
A unusually tough dodge check will do it. Not super impossible for someone who's good at dodging, but, for someone who sucks at dodging, good luck.
Yeah, it's sorry, I can only have one proper page of this damn manual up at a time, and it's so damn slow. What sort of thing? Where can I find the list of things I can do with fate points?
Nowhere. Fate points are a bit like hero points. It does list a few basic things like take an extra action and survive a shot that would otherwise kill you. But they do whatever it is you want them to do, or whatever I allow you to let them do. They're kind of representative of literally fate, like the aspect of fate, the idea of not controlling yourself. Yeah, intervening.
Also,
There happens to be a trash can outside for perfect cover that takes the shot for you.
Yeah.
Or as you leap, a wind catches you and you fucking fly forward just as the shot pings off your coat or whatever. Shit like that.
Also,
I forgot.
you can burn fate, which you can actually do after you use a fate point. You can burn it permanently to not die.
Yeah, that's the one.
I forgot. We're supposed to be using fate points every session, aren't we?
If you want to, I'm not going to stop you.
Well,
But
they're
yeah,
restored at
they
the beginning of every
refresh at
session.
every game session, supposedly,
Yes.
So, I mean, there's no point not to.
Yes. Much like the points in Mutants and Masterminds, you tend to always have them, and you should be using them.
Right. So, any chance Carnamon grabbed me by the lapel and dragged me with?
I don't know. What does Fate say? Okay, I'll allow this. If you want to just no shot taken, you're just in cover, fuck that noise, I need you to burn one. If you would like instead to have a much higher dodge chance, I will not make you burn it and just spend it.
I'll just spend.
Okay, so he's still taking a shot, however your dodge chance is much higher now. So you may throw your dodge out there.
Right. Basic chance is 12.
Not a
39
bad
isn't the
roll,
worst in the world.
comparatively.
He normally would have hit you, however your dodge is enough. Thanks to spending a point.
It ricochets off of a lamp sticking out of the wall or something.
Oh,
More
right, I had two
accurately,
fate points.
as Carnamon desperately runs to get inside, because no thank you, he actually, for reasons unknown to you, maybe on purpose, maybe an accident, gets your coat caught in him, and just as this guy rises to shoot at you, and you realize, oh, I probably shouldn't have pulled my gun, you're yanked backwards into basically the doorway. So let me just, boop, by your coattails.
Righto.
Right. Rest of the actions. Denied that target. Sig. Scum number 4 wants to take a shot at you. What are you going to do about that?
And they're using snub revolvers?
Yes. You're the tech head, so you know that these things are, well, they're guns. D10
They're guns.
plus 3 with no penetration.
With no penetration, yeah.
If you're lucky, they can roll a 1 and do a 4, and your armor will literally just, like, you don't care. However, that's if you're lucky.
I'll try to dodge, but I won't use any fate on it. My dodge is shit. I just might
Fair
as well
enough.
use it, you know?
Let's see if he hits at all.
Well, I'll try to dodge anyway.
He misses spectacularly. He holds his gun gangster style, takes wild shots at you, and mostly hits the wall where, you know, funnily enough, he hits the wall where Skeeth was a couple seconds ago. So, you know, good on that.
Why would you ever hold a revolver gangster style?
They're scum. They're idiots. Now the fun part. Hey, Des. Scum number 1 wants to shoot you in the face. Do you want to roll a dodge? Or would you like to just use your cover and hope?
Well, I might as well roll dodge initially.
Fair enough.
Since they're all basically the same as far as I know.
Well, good news for you. He misses terribly.
Okay.
So, and until they've
Reaction
actually
spent.
made their shot. Miss. I'll do it. So, roll your dodge.
Ouch.
No. Okay, he has struck you with a pistol. Your cover, you've taken the light cover, and it's a little better than wood, making it a 5, I believe.
Right, so where does he hit on the body?
Light metal, so it is 4. 4 then.
So where does he hit on the body?
That should be a torso hit.
That should be a torso hit, yes.
Which would probably be behind the cover.
Yeah. No, you're behind cover. He has to take the cover shot unless he hit you in the head, and he did not.
Yeah, but you could argue that since she's aiming, her arms are out of cover.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Both
that'd
arms
be
because of
fair,
her
but
pistols.
the torso, probably not.
No.
Yes, that would be... Oh, I have to roll to see where it hit.
No, it's his attack
No,
roll.
it's the reverse of the attack roll, so 62.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Body. I didn't see that there. All right, thank you for pointing that out. Body it is. It is a body shot. You get your cover of 4, plus your armor, plus your toughness bonus against his damage, which I am now going to roll. Well, he rolled really good.
Yeah, he did. But
Okay,
she is
so
the one wearing power armor.
on
And
body,
cover.
that's 9 armor,
Okay. He has
Plus-
no penetration.
4 from cover.
a toughness of 3, and then cover.
Between your armor and cover, you had enough, and yeah, the shot impacts, but it clips across the cover, taking a chunk of metal out, and more or less just some sparks hit your armor. It's nothing. You've been in worse firefights.
The Emperor protects.
Sig,
Ah!
your turn. Most of these fellows
Did the original
unloaded on
scum
jetpack
act?
lady. These 3 all shot at her. These 2 shot at you and him, respectively, and he has not budged. He is the slowest reaction. He got a 2. He's going to be there
Oh,
a bit.
right, yeah. He's sitting there watching everything happen. Like, wait.
He got
am I
a
supposed to
1,
be
he
doing
has
something?
1. He has a 2. He is going to sit there and he's going to like it.
Right. There's little holes in the wall. What are they again?
They're alleyways inside, like lesser alleyways, let's call them. Sort of cubbies is a good word. You're not sure how deep or far in, whether or not you don't know anything about them, like whether they widen, get deeper, or anything. But you can definitely fit yourself in there and use it as cover.
Yeah.
It would count as roughly the same amount of cover as one of those, depending on what angle you're being shot at from.
Too bad you can't take an extra action with spending a fate point.
I would allow you to use a fate point to boost how fast you go. I call it sprinting.
Well, yeah, but there already is that. Like, I could take a full action and get there. The
Yeah, but
problem
then you
is-
still have an action left over if you allow
No,
to use a
no. If
fate.
you spend a fate point on it, I'll let you boost yourself as a half action. Like you're putting serious speed into yourself without totally exerting yourself towards it.
Yeah, because that would let me actually draw my gun.
Yeah, I will allow you to spend a fate point so you can draw your
Okay,
gun and
I
run.
will. I will spend one of my 2 fate points.
Okay.
I am
You're
here
now
now.
in an alcove, and I'll just...
Hellgun.
Which one is this? Oh, you're in the one that's just a cubby. Yeah, this looks like someone's hobo den.
It has a wall.
There's 2 walls.
That is exactly what I need.
Alright, enjoy your hobo den. Alright.
Hellgun ready. Hopefully, I'll get to shoot it without dying.
Sketh. It is actually
Go.
your turn rather than you just reacting to being shot at. You have a gun.
Yes,
You
I
caused
do.
this.
All right, let's see here.
You're in the door frame of
Yep.
AM's. Oh.
Yeah, I'm just checking my my inventory here. Double checking what it takes to use this pistol in full auto. Give me just a moment and I will have it. There we go. Semi-auto burst. Full action attack ranged with +10 to ballistic skill and additional hit for every 2 degrees of success. Perfect. Okay. From my defensive position here in the doorway,
Okay.
I would like to take some. I would like to take a semi-auto burst at those guys. I probably don't have line. Yeah, I definitely don't have line to these guys, but
I'm not sure how many action movies you've seen, but this is happening in a period where you could sort of poke yourself out of cover, take shots, and get back in, and still have cover against their shots. Like, you do have a shot against them, but they're guaranteed to get their cover.
We are John Wooing it.
Yes.
all right. Then I will open up with a burst on these guys.
Okay. Roll to hit, please.
Okay, so taking this as a semi-auto burst, I get +10 to my open the right window, and I will have it. There we go. My ballistics skill of 40.
And then there's the range you're firing at.
Why did I just start typing D20 plus? I have no idea.
Or
Because
wait to
D&D.
used to it.
Yeah. Okay, so 13 versus
Son of a
50.
bitch.
That probably hits.
Yeah, he hit. And you've got a lot of degrees of success there.
Looks like 3? No,
Correct. You're at against 50, you said?
yeah, 50. So
It's per 10, so
40,
4.
30, 20. Yep, 3.
Yep. So for every 2 degrees of success, you have 3, so you get an extra hit. Fun. Okay, fun.
Where did he hit?
So Scum 5 will use his dodge action.
Okay.
This is gonna suck.
My pistol has penetration 4.
Yeah, no, he's not making that dodge anytime soon. Okay.
A reverse 13 is a 31, which is body. That is actually the very lowest you can get in hit body.
Multiple hits, page 239. Could someone go poke that for me? Because he's hit. He's hit scum. Or is he just hitting 2 different targets? Hold on. Oh, no, it's.
This is a semi-auto burst.
It's indicated on. Okay, yeah, you've basically hit the same target twice, which is scum number 5. I need to see what happens when the second thing hits, so.
I believe it hits the same place. But
Yeah, could someone check 239 for me while I figure out how dead this guy is?
There's nothing on 239 about that.
Yeah, 242 is semi-auto burst. I'm looking. Makes a ballistic attack. 400 is jam.
Oh, extra hits can either be allocated to the original target or any other targets within 2 meters.
Ah, well, one dead
If
guy
extra
with
hits are allocated to the same target, use table 9-5 multiple hits to determine the extra hit locations. Hang on.
Okay, so this was just a spray, so yeah, the extra hit can hit the other guy.
Okay, if the first hit was on the body, the second hit is also on the body.
Okay, so do you want them both to hit scum 5, or do you want to try and hit scum 4 as well as scum 5?
This was just a spray, so hit them both.
Okay,
So both get hit
scum
in the
4.
body.
Yep. Oh boy. AP what?
Pen 4.
Okay, well, roll your damage and see what happened.
Alright. First damage roll.
Jesus, alright.
They're dead.
Does that kill them?
I don't know, whatever their tokens. You poke yourself around the corner, open up with just a hail of bullety death that just rips these poor bastards apart, and their cover, actually. You blew their cover away and them. There's like some chunks maybe left. At least you think they're chunks. There's nothing. There's just like maybe some mist, a boot.
Roger that.
You really killed them.
Skiff.
What kind of gun is that?
That was a best quality Tau pulse pistol.
Is that like is it a laser, technically?
It is.
How
Pulses
weapons are
are
best
laser-ish. They leave scorches. Yeah,
Yeah, that was an energy weapon.
Okay.
he slagged them, but there's no slag. There's just ash, maybe. A boot.
I'm gonna go look at the critical hit table.
He didn't critical. He overkilled them to the point of madness.
Critical is what happens when you hit over someone's wounds.
Yeah, but minions
Don't
they
have.
just die.
They die, or it's dead. Yeah, that's only for like heroes and so on.
So they don't get the chance of their ammunition exploding.
Even if it did, it wouldn't affect anyone nearby. And he already blew their cover out of existence. I ruled because he just he was ignoring their cover with pen 4 already. So their cover was 4. He has pen 4, no cover. Fuck you.
Yeah. All right.
He had like 22 damage, and they had like 5 wounds, I think. Yeah, no, dead.
Who's next?
Oh boy, that was his turn, I think. Good
Yes.
job, Skith. You've murdered 2 men today. Oh boy. I'm just trying to think of. Okay, so it's the guy out in the open's turn. He's not dead for some reason, but Yeah, there's only really one thing he's going to do, which is get the fuck out of that position. He will sprint to there, and that's his whole turn. He wants to get in cover really, really bad. Top of the turn, then. Des, it is your maneuver. You just saw Skeeth pull out a Xenos weapon and ash 2 poor bastards.
They had it coming. Well, I'm glad he moved closer. So
You
yeah.
are 17 meters away from the closest one. Which I'm imagining with pistols having 30-meter range, you're fine. I'm just saying.
She's still going to be aiming at Scum, the original there.
Okay, Scum original.
Yep.
OG Scum.
Yes. And she's going to be taking a multi-attack full action for... Yeah, let me double check that, actually.
I was worried these guys would just gang up and kill one of you. It turns out. Ha.
I mean, if anybody's gonna, be taking care of anyone, it's the Sister of Battle.
Yeah, I know. I expected her to, clean up, 4 of them in one go, which conveniently they're all in a nice little pile now.
She may yet.
Trying to see if you can do semi-auto burst with multiple attacks.
Oh, with the multi-attack thing?
Yeah, let's see. Yes, it's in the 2-weapon fighting. When firing a range weapon with each hand, the character may fire each weapon in a different mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
So you're going full auto or semi-auto?
I don't have... Well, pistols can't full auto. My pistols can, at least.
Semi-auto.
Yeah,
Some can, just not yours.
2 semi-auto bursts aiming at him, and not just him.
Because that'd be excessive.
Yep. So I guess I need to roll twice, once for each pistol, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
What do you get a +10 from semi-auto? What about range?
I don't think they're in half range yet.
What's the range of your pistols?
30, so they're just outside of
Yeah,
that.
17 is outside of it.
Right, okay. Aww.
Well, one of those has a success, plus 1 extra success. Yeah. So you've only hit once, and even with the whole extra attacks, yeah, you've just hit Scum once.
Yep.
That's the dice.
Yes, it is.
If you'd rolled a pair of 10s, you would have just killed everyone in that room, so shut up.
Well, if she'd rolled a 40 on that die, then she could have at least got a second hit with that one.
Yeah, so you got your 1 hit. He's got to try and dodge. Nope. Go ahead and roll your damage. And I will subtract cover and such like from it.
Oh.
Of course I roll minimum.
Well, that plangs off the
what
cover, sadly.
What penetration is it?
Oh yeah, it does have
that's
penetration. 4.
Double checking. 4, you said?
Yeah.
Let's see. Still planks off the cover, actually.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
got
it
the good
is
cover.
the full cover, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the good stuff, heavy metal.
Yep.
So yeah, that shot clunks just straight into that metal and sears a nice hole in it, but not all the way
hold
through.
on. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
It's a tearing weapon.
Cool, what's that do?
I roll 1 extra die for damage, and the lowest result is discarded.
Cool.
Well, great.
Of course.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It still hits the cover and does jack
God
shit.
damn it. Okay, whatever. Fuck it.
Dice.
I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Alright, Des is taking her shot. Sadly, she smacked the cover because they actually have really good cover.
Yep.
That makes it Carnamord, your turn. You're inside with a very confused Captain Ahab who's screaming at you to get the fuck out. I'm imagining you're ignoring him.
Steal his gun.
I don't think you can lift it, guy.
Come on, you've got a strength mod of 12.
I don't think you can lift the bullets, guy.
Yeah, there's not much I can do to help in the combat, because,
Not not a combat person.
I will give you some advice on this one. It's likely Carnamord. Sorry, you're Carnamord. Derp, derp. It's likely Captain Ahab has some sort of defense system besides just his gun. Otherwise, why hasn't the arbitrator or whatever just come in here and shot him? I mean, yeah, the gun's a pretty good defense, but it's not uncommon for someone who actually owns a piece of property to have at least something to defend himself. It wouldn't be surprising if he had some sort of trap. So you may freely inquire if he has anything he can do to help, or punch him in the face. I don't care. Don't do that second one.
Open your eye.
No.
Yes, I will open the lidless eye. Stare into it. No,
Ahab shoots you.
And then we're all dead.
No, just him. Then can't Ahab shoot you guys after?
No, the hive world cracks in two.
Oh. Sun Ash appears. Game over.
I'm just gonna duck over here to get more covery.
Fair enough.
Do you have anything you can do to help us? Those guys are attacking. There's 4 of them. I'm looking at them right now.
They're after you or me?
I don't know. They just started firing on us.
Fuck it. Control panel to your right.
Okay.
If you look on your right, it looks like there's just some fishnet over that particular area, but after you kind of scrabble at it, yeah, there's a control panel. Apparently he set up some kind of turret or something. You're not sure where it's placed, at least not from the inside, but you do know it does have at least a shot to get at these guys. It's going to get through you're going to shoot, they'll have cover, but it's something.
Okay. I'll play around with that.
I will allow either a tech use or a ballistic skill to fire this thing.
The tech use is 20, ballistics is 34. I'll go with ballistics.
All right. It's a turret. I have a whole thing for it, so fire it and find out.
Okay, versus 34. Ouch.
Nope.
Well, you doubled it.
Some kind of stubber, maybe a light stubber. Some kind of heavy machine gun is my point. Kind of just jerks its way out of like a side panel of the door and just unloads vaguely in that direction, just spraying fire everywhere. They all just duck and it does nothing, but it looks impressive and scary.
Okay, guys, I got this. That's my turn.
And the enemies. Oh boy.
Well, all but Scum original anyway.
Oh yeah, the scum that are not that other scum. The non-OG scum.
The fake Scum.
Yes. I need to double check how this particular thing works. This may make this shit hit the fan.
Scum VM.
Alright, okay. So, scum number 1, leader scum, Lord Scummery, does something behind this cover, and suddenly he seems to chuck something. He seems to be aiming towards this.
Sir, in public, no less.
Lucky son of a bitch. I got bad news for you, Des.
So it's an area weapon, right?
Yeah, I need you to make a toughness test.
Hold on. I need to double check something, because I know with flamers, I get an agility test to get out of the way.
Not a flamer.
Yeah, still.
Something grenadey?
Something grenadey. I'm not going to spoil it, but...
You're grenadey.
I will make you feel safer, though. It's not a frag grenade.
It's one of those sticky grenades from Halo. It landed on your back. Think you're fine. You walk to your friends and you blow up.
Lol.
Hey guys, it's friendly.
Just wait on that toughness test, or someone
Well,
that's...
I'm seeing if I can dodge it.
You probably can't.
When dodging an area effect weapon, a successful dodge test moves the character to the edge of the area of effect, as long as it's no further away than the character's agility bonus in meters.
Yep. Yeah, you may try to dodge this if you like.
It's a bomb shoe.
It's like flipping in slow motion towards you.
Of course.
Wow.
Oh.
That is unfortunate.
Okay, fine.
You can spend a fate point to re-roll a missed check, you know.
Yeah,
correct.
but let's just see what happens.
Fun.
You
Make a
use
toughness
that
check.
at some point this session.
I know, but I literally have only one.
Toughness test, goddammit.
That's with a toughness mod, right?
Yes. I think. Hold on, I need to reread this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
but-
is it? Yeah, I don't know which one you're
Is it
asking for.
a D100 versus toughness, or is it a test?
Yeah, it's a toughness test, so that'd be a D100 versus toughness, not the other way. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sorry. The wrong math. We're learning.
This is basically just a damage resistance check, though.
Okay, I've got great news. You failed. I'm
What?
gonna roll some stuff.
Great.
Apparently there was a minus 30 on that roll.
About as bad, yeah.
The good news is I just saved a bunch of money by switching my car insurance.
Okay, I have something that I want only Des to see.
The afterlife.
And now I need to figure out what's your name in the server.
His penis.
That would be
Let's hope not.
Well, I don't know if he
that's-
capitalized it or not.
That just camel case.
What?
But
Camel case. There's a bump at the start of each word.
Oh,
never heard of that before.
that's funny as hell.
It's a programmer thing. Yeah.
Except the last one. Pants. Damn it, how do I send it to him privately?
Slash
work?
whisper. Name. Then what you want to send.
Okay, good, it does work, that is correct. So, 1 second, I'll send it. That is what you see going on, both around you and just kind of in your own head. Everyone else just sees Desmonda kind of just start prancing about in the spot.
Desdemona.
Desdemona, yeah, sorry. Just kind of standing there, flailing her legs out a lot. Not sure what's going on there.
Them some good drugs.
Yeah, there's a lot of mist going around where she's standing, so you presume so. And I have several of these, by the way. Captain Type Pants. I just rolled one, and you got that one.
Great.
I just themed it different, but it does the same thing.
Fuckers have combat magic mushrooms.
They kind of do. I'm hoping I hit more people with it. That's funny as hell.
Quick, run up and force feed them a sleeping potion.
Let's see. This is what it does. You are doing nothing but doing your little, well, you know what you're doing.
Dance.
You dance. Yeah, that's all you're doing.
I need to check something.
I'm gonna say
my
you
helmet has a
get cover,
rebreather.
but only against your legs, really.
Did you hear what was just said?
Sorry, what?
My helmet has a rebreather built into it.
Oh, well, I wish you had said that.
Well, you didn't tell me what
You
it
didn't
was.
tell them what was coming in.
Hold on.
Because if it's gas.
No, that wouldn't help, actually. Oh, wait,
Okay.
what did you
I
say
don't
it
know.
was?
It just says it has a rebreather in it.
No, that's not going to help. You can, but you have to be really good at grapples, Karn. Wombat. Yeah, like really good at grapples. Alright, so no, a rebreather would not help you in this particular case.
I guess absorb through the skin and stuff.
This particular one, more or less, yes. Well, not really skin so much as any available orifice, but I'll get to that later. All right, so that was 1, so 2 and 3. Well, since you're doing the conga, might as well take a shot at you.
Bang, 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 bang. I think it's Grossen, whether he's DMing or not.
All right. Yes. Okay, that's going to hit. I'm going to roll damage. Just checking where I've hit. Reversing it means the same. I have hit your left arm for 12.
Well, she is in cover still.
Nope.
No,
What?
not when she's standing.
Oh, she stood up.
Your legs are
okay.
in cover. I'll argue your legs are in cover, but torso and arms and head are not.
Well,
Yeah.
power armor plus toughness should take care of that, hopefully.
What's your power armor
no,
plus
it
toughness?
won't. It brings me to 11. I'm taking a wound.
Took a wound on your left arm. Bap. You got shot.
Yup.
First blood. Well, first blood on you guys.
On us. 2 guys got vaporized.
Shut up.
It didn't leave any blood.
Yeah, that reminds me, you got vaporized. So scum number 3 is going to perform the same action as scum number 1 and really hope this works. Go, grenade.
But I'm so beautiful.
Holy shit, these guys are fucking insanely lucky. Okay, grenade incoming. Skaith. Technically carnivore. Would you both like to use dodge on this? It will both affect you. It does have a big enough area. It's not much of an area, but there it is.
There's no reason not to attempt the dodge, is there?
Not really.
Not
It
really.
spends your one reaction for the round, but we're not going to be doing anything else with it.
I will
You and
attempt
I,
it
at
then.
least.
Alright, both of you may attempt dodges. Do not be in the hallucinogenic cloud.
Sorry, what do you roll for dodge?
Just
Dodge
normal
skill.
D100 versus your dodge skill. If it's untrained, then it's half your agility.
Yarp.
Okay,
Which-
I see it there. Mine's 18 then.
Go, dodge.
Yep, throw yours.
Nope. Nice try.
I'm going to spend a fate point.
Fair enough. Maybe.
And it's
No.
worse. But it was worth the try.
Fair enough. You're still in it, so and it's not like a frag grenade. You're not just fucking screwed, so don't worry.
Yep, and diving inside myself versus 12.
Nope.
And I'll just take that.
Okay, well, both of you need to make toughness checks. Do either of you have a respirator? Not a rebreather, respirator. Very different. Rebreather is like a very different machine.
No, I
Not
do
on not on the outfit I'm wearing.
Okay. Otherwise, just make your toughness tests.
Which is
100
explain me how
plus-
this. Okay, so
It's
it's just
a
D100
D100
versus your toughness.
Yeah, or your score. Toughness score.
Okay, versus 25 for me.
Oh,
Nope.
31.
fun. I need to roll a thing. Please get the same one, because then I can share it with everyone.
We're on fire.
Yes. Good news is it's their little general. So I get to share this with everyone because it's fucking hilarious. You start seeing that, and kind of in your head and around you, and well, you're strangely compelled to join. You start. I don't know if that music is copyrighted, but you can share with the wonderful watchers if you want.
Not without getting my channel shut down.
Damn. Well, it's really funny, everyone. Trust us. Trust us. So, you're actually stuck in the same action Des is, which is I basically reflavored the jump up and down and do nothing one. So you're jumping up and down and doing nothing for a bit.
Oh, that was my plan for this combat anyway.
Roger that. I believe
Just
Sig's
double
turn
checking
is
to
up
see how long
next.
it lasts.
No, wait, no. The 9, that's...
Ah, alright.
That is me, yes.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's bad. Sorry, I'm checking to see how long it lasts, and, this might be a problem.
D100 rounds.
Sorry, D10.
1D
Right, so
infinity.
luckily, however, they have used their grenades and are done. They can't shoot. So, next in line, who cannot act? Oh, Sig can act. Sig, you're next. Your comrades have spontaneously started doing the goddamn conga.
Because this is kind of a bad place to be in, I'm gonna try and use my Logis implant.
Okie dokie.
I have to pass a tech use test. And then if I succeed, I have to pass a toughness test or gain a level of fatigue.
Okay. I'm assuming you know the difficulty of those.
Yes.
Then we're good. Try not to
I
die.
make my this eye open.
Okay, made the tech use.
Not while doing the conga, you can't.
What was my toughness? 40. I'm taking a level of fatigue. Great. So that just canceled out. That's annoying.
Her. Well, you still get whatever it is you're
I'm
doing.
debating. Hold on.
If you have fate.
I still have another fate point. I'm debating.
I will let you burn a fate point to just fuck that noise.
How about I not? I like having fate.
Yeah, this.
I just like putting it on the table.
Yeah.
You can always screw yourselves. I'm impressed though. These guys have one hell of a throwing arm.
Yeah, seriously.
They got. Yeah, I rolled like a 10 for both of them. They throw those things like 17 meters.
Yeah,
that's some
I'll,
throwing.
I'll use my other fate to reroll that. And hopefully I'll get lucky.
All right. Are those dice hot?
Nope.
Nope.
I rolled one. God damn it.
Welcome to
That's
combat.
been a theme tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Sometimes you kill
Really
two people
fucking
and
annoying.
obliterate them and their cover, and sometimes you get hit with the conga juice. It's just how it is.
I think this is the manifestation of how in the other campaign, everyone, no matter who rolls first for the day, the first person to roll a die rolls a natural 1.
I just do have to ask here, what type of grenade is this?
Hallucinogenic.
And how's the delivery system?
It explodes in a cloud of gas that attempts to work its way into you. So basically, if you're inside of it, it's trying to get
I'm
at
only
you.
really asking because power armor with a rebreather is fully sealed.
I know. I looked at this, and you do have a bonus for being sealed, but yeah, it still got in there, and
Apparently in
Because
this
this is-
system, not a done deal.
Okay, because I assume that
Yeah,
means
no,
it could
no,
be in
that-
vacuum.
yeah, it's good, but it's not that good. You still need to breathe. Like no matter how you slice this, you're breathing.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they contain their
so-
own air supply.
You don't. That's actually a thing power armor doesn't do. Believe it or not, they actually don't contain their own
Don't
air
they go
supply in
into
any
space?
case.
It's written in the book.
Does it contain its own air supply? I thought
Yeah.
the Sisters of Battles didn't.
No,
I know the
it's...
Space Marine Terminator ones do.
Yeah,
but...
just hand him a page reference.
Yeah, I'll go back to it.
Although I will point out in the situation's defense, your air supply is limited. You probably aren't running on rebreather at all times. An air tank
And
only holds so
it
much.
does
Yeah, that's
mention
true.
it does mention
No.
sealed armor, and it gives you a
It
bonus
says-
for having sealed armor, but
No,
still
no,
gets
no,
in.
no. This is the valid point. If I had been running with an air canister, I'd be fine. But air canisters last an hour. There's no way she'd be wearing it here.
Ah, well, there you are then.
Are
And
you sure? Because it just says it has an internal oxygen supply.
Well,
It
power
says
armor's
it
weird.
says power armor is normally fully sealed with internal oxygen supplies and a rebreather. The wearer can survive even in hard vacuum for long periods.
Oh well.
Thing
Yeah.
is, I would normally agree with you there. The only contention I have is it does very specifically say like sealed armor gives you a bonus and doesn't make you immune. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's weird because we
it
talked
does
about
give you a
rebreather.
pretty
It
big
says
bonus
also
to
makes
it.
you. I know, but then I look at rebreather. It says it makes you wearing a rebreather is immune to the effects of gases.
Yeah, so that's 2 separate effects we're talking about. One for the armor, one for the rebreather.
and funnily enough, they both mention like having a respirator, and like they mention those things at least vaguely. And hey, here's a bonus for it, but it still affects you. So I'm just trying to figure out how the hell that works.
Yeah.
It's being unclear.
I'll argue this. How's that sound? Number one, I'll have the amount of time you're stuck like that, which you rolled lowest, so it won't be that long.
Yeah.
Because you do have a faster way of getting it out of your system, let's call it. For future, I'm going to have to think of how it affects you at all. This was going to be happy gas, So for now, we're going to say. Oh wait, you got shot. No, you got shot after.
I got shot after, which if I'd been shot, sure. If it pierced the armor,
I'd argue
you
you've
know.
been shot.
But
Yeah. Okay. Well,
before,
for now,
yeah.
we're going to say has laugh as long as it's out of your system. For now, I don't know. You weren't wearing your helmet that 1 second.
What?
Your
Maybe
picture doesn't
you
have a
were-
helmet.
Maybe you were just presenting a friendly face.
Yeah, you had your helmet off to talk to what's and such, and then fighting happened, and you just dropped your helmet in your rush to get to cover, and that's why it affected you this time.
All right.
That's all. I'm not going to go back and all
No,
that way and say
I
you're just
understand.
not.
Yeah.
And it does say it affects you regardless of those things. God knows how.
Yeah, that sounds weird, but carry on.
Magic.
Regardless, carrying
Warp.
merrily along. Sig, you're
So-
fatigued.
Yeah, luckily enough, me shooting isn't going to actually get a negative from that, because making the Lotus implant adds plus 10 to weapon and ballistic skill tests until the end of my next turn.
Good on you.
So I just fire as normal.
Pew pew.
Which is a ballistic skill of 45. I have a Hell Gun. I'm going to be firing semi-auto because that was a reaction to do that.
And you are firing at.
Let's say Scum 1.
Fair enough.
Now here's the thing. A Hell Gun has a range of 110 meters. They are within my half range.
Yes, they are. I imagine they're all going to die, but that's besides the point.
So that, adds another 10?
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
your helmet is off. 'Cause
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go.
So that adds 20. That makes my ballistics 65.
You're a really good chance to hit, alright?
Of course.
Nope.
This system is just.
Can I just roll something decent for once in my fucking life?
I don't control these rolls.
Do you have a fate point?
I used
Used
to
it.
try not to get that fatigue.
I mean, the problem is you still have
I'll
a
let you burn it.
35% chance of failure. Like, it's a pretty wide chance.
You do. That's the problem. And these guys have been getting really lucky with their grenades. I'll admit that one.
Yeah,
They got
they have.
really lucky on those grenades. They normally would have missed terribly, and it would have been like a 10-meter air, and this whole battle would be fucked.
Question about the action Goosum just took. What's this about a half range?
Oh, you don't know about that?
No. hold
When
on.
a enemy is in the half range of your gun, you get a plus 10 to hit them.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
easy to hit shit really close.
All right. Carry on.
These
was
guys
it a
haven't been
plus
getting it because
10?
they've been pretty much distinctly 17 to 15 away, so they haven't been able to capitalize.
I forget
It's
where
just
that
my
is,
pistol has a
actually.
range of 40 meters, so oh well.
So if they're within 20, you get your bonus.
Yep.
Which I
I
think
forget what that's listed.
I'm
Oh,
looking
Oh,
for it.
combat
Hold on.
circumstances.
Yes, it's on page 1. No,
your
sorry,
turn is doing the conga.
247.
So Skeeth does the conga a bit, and Scum
Hang
in the
on,
open.
I'm checking something.
All right.
Yeah, this system has tables and tables.
Oh yeah, miles of tables. I have a whole book dedicated to a last page of just tables. Just quick, easy tables.
No, damn. Okay. Alright. If
All
I
right.
hadn't failed at fucking fatigue, I would have made it.
Yeah. Okay, Scum the Scummy. Conga. This is still the easiest one to hit, even with Skeeth doing the conga himself. Yeah, highest chance to hit is highest chance to hit. I'm going for it. Nope. He forgets how aim works, and your flailing conga is a little hard to track, so pops off some shots from his revolver. No good. Top of the turn. Des, conga. Carnamore, conga. More of their turn. Oh boy.
That's when they unleash the deadly bee weapon.
Okay, Scum 1 is going to pop shots off at Skeeth, I'm going to say.
Sketh.
Skeeth, Scuba-Doob. Misses terribly.
Scooby-Doo?
Apparently.
Oh, okay, that's bad. Scum number 2.
I'll do Shaggy.
Also taking a shot at poor old Sketh.
Or we, Sketh.
Yeah, he rolled a critical.
Oh joy.
Alright, I just need a measure from him.
Wait, what? You don't roll critical on attack rolls.
Yeah, you do.
Only if it goes over their wounds.
Yeah, that's not a...
Yeah, critical damage, not critical hit.
There is no critical attack.
Oh, sorry, derp.
What did you roll that you thought was a critical?
3.
No, that's just really good. It just means it hits them in the head.
Boink, hit you in the head. Okay, I guess I roll damage.
Yes. It's if they roll a natural 10 on their d10 for damage, that then it explodes and is a critical damage.
I'll let you guys see the damage. It has no pen, but you don't get any cover from this, unfortunately. I was going to argue that every other part of your body probably has at least a little cover, but not the head. Not while you're dancing.
Do you have any armor on the head?
One moment.
If you weren't dancing, I'd say you had cover because you'd be leaning against the wall, but,
Raid uniform. AP 3, body, arms, legs.
No head. What's your toughness?
Tau.
Toughness, Tau.
Yeah, which is also known as 25.
Which means 2.
2.
So you're taking
Take
4
4
wounds to the
wounds to your
head.
head.
Ooh.
As you get shot in the face.
The good news is I have 8.
Bad news is you now have less.
That's nasty.
I'm not sure
So
what happens when
beautiful.
your wounds hit a certain threshold on certain parts.
I thought
I don't know. I don't remember if
table
it's
for that, but
collective.
it was-
Like if you get 2 on the arm and like 4 on the head, you have 7 total.
I don't
Like,
think it works that way. It just is total. I think is all that matters until
Yeah.
criticals.
yeah,
Right.
you're
Yeah,
probably right.
once you get hit over your wounds, bad things happen.
So a shot rings out, and I've got good news for you. Since you knocked you on the noggin, you're outside of your weird hallucinatic conga dream because there's blood running down your face, and there was a bullet that just tore a chunk of it off.
Ah!
So the fun conga dream's over. Bullets are flying.
Now we have to buy you a bionic eye.
That just leaves the last one in the
Good
line.
news is I have a stock of those back at the ship.
This is at, it doesn't matter.
You just switch them out like light bulbs.
Number 3 takes a shot at Des. Bang, 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 bang. Miss, miss, miss. Moving on. Sig, your maneuver again.
Well, doing the same thing.
Okay. You're already fatigued. What happens if you double fatigue?
No.
Oh, you're
I'm
just
shooting. And the tech use test lasts to the end of this turn.
Also, fatigue is in levels, so you can fatigue yourself more.
Yes.
Interesting. Which one?
Uh,
OG, number 1, number 2, or number 3?
number 1.
Number 1 it is.
God damn it. Ah.
Wow. What type of gun is that?
Hellgun?
Let's see. Semi-automatic, right?
Yeah. What are you going on about?
That's
You
not high
are
enough for a critical fail.
This close to jamming you. You are one away
Yeah,
from
I
having
know.
jammed your gun.
I know.
Nyeh. You get away this time. Alright. I'm assuming you don't want to move or any other action, so Skiff, your dream is ended. What do you want to do? The conga has failed. Specifically, you were shot along the cheekbone.
Right out.
The bullet is not in you, it just kind of took most of a cheek with it.
Right. Scath
Now that you're no
tries-
longer dancing, you will have normal cover because you're leaning against the wall.
Yep.
Because you're not just dancing like an idiot.
He puts his back to the wall. Ow! And notices Cardamom dancing a jig.
It's a rather nice
Oh.
conga.
Well, if Scath knew anything about Terran medicine, he might try to slap him out of it. But since he and
Well, you
Desdemona both
can-
seem to be in the same sort of situation, he's just going to return fire and hope they snap out of it the way he did.
it's not impossible to think that the things you saw in your crazy hallucinating dream might be similar to what he's doing. I mean, he's doing a pretty similar dance to what you saw.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he knows that slapping people will slap them out of it.
Point.
Turn. Brat.
Did the guy
Where
who
would you like
owns
to
this
shoot
place
and
get
who?
caught in it?
The good news is Captain Ahab almost got caught in it, but I measured it out and he was actually like a meter out of it, so...
Ah.
That would have been funny, though, I'll give you that. It's just they aimed it at Sketh is why. If they aimed it at you, it would have, but anyway.
I am going to do a semi-auto burst. My designated targets are Scum 1 and Scum 0 in that order.
OG and number 1, alright.
And so here is ballistic, versus ballistic skill 50. Woo! I am using fate to re-roll that because goddamn no.
Okay, no goddamn for you.
Okay, I am happy with a mere miss.
Well, you spray fire at them, and it's impressive looking, but they duck, and you put some holes in the wall. Good thing you don't have to pay for that. Let's see, Skith. Now it is this OG Scum's turn. Des is still conging and is vulnerable. He's going to try for it. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't self it, but there you go. Yeah, so... Oh, crap. So what happens on exploding dice again?
You roll it again?
You roll a 10, yeah. You just roll again. Ow.
I think it only
it's
adds
just
the
an
extra
extra
10.
4, not an extra
sorry.
3 as well.
Yeah, but where did that hit?
You got a 12, so it's your noggin.
I think that's
21?
head, yeah.
12?
Oh, no, it's your left
No,
arm.
12 is left arm, yeah.
Yeah, so he
Okay,
smacks your
so at least
already
I have
injured
armor.
left arm for, what is this, 13 plus 4? 17? Ouch. So, I think he just lost your arm.
No, it has to crit for that.
Yeah, it has to go over her wounds.
Did it?
Let's see.
17.
3, 8, so 11. So 6 wounds?
6 wounds to your arm, which already took some wounds.
So that puts
Hey,
me to
wound.
8 wounds. I have 11. So
Alright, so...
It just hurts.
A lot. Yeah, you get shot in the arm, and you feel that one. And actually, that's enough pain to jar you right out of your happy hallucination dream. You're actually going to pop out of it this turn anyway, but doubly sure. Yeah. So, he feels successful in life. Des, it's your turn. Your left arm
Destroy
hurts.
him,
A
please.
shit lot.
Release the flamers.
There's a
Well,
bullet
I have
in
to
there.
get a lot closer for that.
Yeah.
So, she's gonna scream out for the Emperor and then run.
Which direction?
She's making for. Oh, that's why. I had measurement on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, alright then. Oh, the Emperor!
Yep.
Jets off into a corner. Alright, let me
Yeah.
see which corner this is. Okay, this is the somewhat cubbyhole corner. Welcome to it. Use this color to differentiate it. There you go. This one, kind of reminds you of a merchant stall, I guess. There's no supplies that you instantly recognize, but there's some stuff here. You'd guess someone lives here who is better off than the hobo corner, but not by much. Basically, you
Okay.
have a little more room to scoot back.
And since she ran, it's hard to shoot her next turn. So, enjoy.
Alright. Carnamord. Good news. The conga has ended.
Oh, good. I'm going to fire at them with the thingamajigs again.
Alright, you may use your ballistics check to try and use the turret.
Okay, just double checking what my ballistics is again. 34.
Looks impressive. Fire a lot of stub ammo
I'm
into the
gonna.
wall.
I'm gonna re-roll it.
Eh,
I
fair
have
enough.
4 fate points. I have
Oh,
4
okay.
fate points. I can do this for days.
Yeah, seriously.
Did that do it?
34. Yes, it did.
Awesome. Primary target, please.
OG.
Okay, OG's going to try and get out of the way. OG does not get out of the way. Roll your damage. Oh, the damage is, I believe it's a light stubber, so hold on. Doesn't list the light stubber. Lists heavy stubbers, but that's a bit extreme. No, this one works. D10 plus 5, please. With 3 pens, so. I said D10. Oh, right. That thing still throws me off. Okay. So 15. You had exploding dice, so roll another D10. You rolled a 10 on 10. Alright. So 11, so 16. That. And it has 3. Hold on.
Area 7 times pi.
How
There
does
is
measure
no
to
2.
see?
It was just a nightmare. There's no such thing as 2.
If you reverse 30, that's a 3, so that's the head, right?
3-0 is still left arm.
No, reverse of that is where it hits.
Oh, sorry, 0-3 head, yeah.
Yeah, his head.
He might be dead. Hold on.
Possibly.
He's got the only reason I'm checking is because they do actually have really good cover, so which takes away a lot.
But his head behind the cover.
Yeah, they've got full crouched position. They've got a good position.
Even with him being behind the people.
Oh, right, that's where he is. Yeah, never mind. He gets shot. He did. Blark. Yeah, I forgot that. The two he get best full cover. They get slightly less, but that slightly
Use
less
your
is
allies
enough.
as cover.
All right, so you adjust the aim of the heavy stubber just a bit, and it unloads a slavo of wonderful bullets into poor OG over there, who, despite his surprising ability to survive being out in the open, can't survive that many bullets to the chest, and he slumps over pretty quick. Nice job. All right, so the remaining fellows are in a bit of a bind. Well, this was inevitable. Yeah. There's not really any way for him to get there. Can he vault over it? Yeah, he could.
So you can make what, the acrobatics check?
Yeah, agility check rather. He's going to try and leap over his own cover to try and basically dive tackle you.
I thought there was a leaping skill.
There is, I think. I don't think he has it though.
Leaping is something you can do with acrobatics.
Yeah, I don't think he's
So it is
trained in any of
acrobatics.
those skills, guys. That's why I'm just using raw agility here.
Well, if he doesn't have it, it's...
Yeah, acrobatics is an advanced skill. You can't
Yeah,
do it
he
if you don't
can't
have
do it.
training.
Oh, well, let me double check him then.
You don't even get it at half there.
He
You
could
just
try to
have-
climb over it, but that's going to be
Yeah,
slow.
climb's a basic, but
I will climb at you.
I don't think Carus is going to help him here. Yeah, there.
Yeah, drink!
It reminds me of the time I didn't understand how D&D 2 worked, and we came upon a fortress, so I decided to try to climb walls it.
Lol.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they really only have one good couple shots. So, Scum the First, now in charge with the death of Leader Scum, gonna take shots at, from his position, Death, just because it's a chance.
but they do get a huge penalty.
Nope. No.
Yeah, it's like a minus 30 because I ran.
I think it's minus 20, but
if they
yeah.
roll a 90, that's not helping. Okay, the other two Scum are going to try and peck Skith.
Thank you for being my human shield.
I just want to hit once so I can show them how irrelevant their cover is to me.
Alright, good news, Skith. They can't hit the broadside of a barn quite right now. So, you're good. It is now Sig's turn.
Wouldn't it be dozens? Oh no, wait, she ran to...
Yeah, Des just went. Carnamore just shot one to death. Then
Okay,
they went.
well-
Now it's Sig.
Still trying to shoot at them, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you.
I've got a roll lowered by 10 now.
Yeah, each level of fatigue lowers your all rolls by 10.
Yeah, but no, now it's not being counted out by
His thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is still 10 better than my basic ballistic test. Yes!
That will hit.
Shooting
I'm
at Scum 1.
Figured. He's gonna try and dodge. Nope.
Ha! Okay. How many DC success do I have there?
Well, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, is that gonna be one more shot?
One more hit, either on him or an ally. One of his allies, not on one of your allies, unless you're being an asshole.
Well, it has to be an ally within 2 meters, so...
I'll aim for the other guy behind cover. Scum 2.
Okay.
Ah!
Pardon me.
Mostly, actually, I'm looking at the rate of fire for when I'm firing semi-auto. What does that mean?
The rate of fire is the max number of additional hits you can score.
Okay, so I only scored 1, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Okay, so... 2 shots. I roll damage separately or the same? I forget.
Separate, 2 separate shots.
Okay. A hell gun is 1d10 plus 4, but with penetration 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
So
actually,
the
where
first
did I
one's
hit?
on Scum 1, second one's on Scum 2, naturally.
Yeah, where did I hit?
You rolled a 16, so it's a 61, so I think it's just.
That's probably body, yeah.
Yep, buddy.
Yep, body.
Okay,
So both
now
body
what
shots,
is
they got their full cover, so let
Yeah.
me just calculate. How much pen did you have?
7.
Alright.
It's a hell gun.
I know it's a Hellgun.
It goes...
7 pen?
7 pen.
Okay.
Yep, Hal
I
pistol too.
don't care about armor.
Yeah, but you care about cover. That first shot burrows into the cover nice and deep and probably shears some of it off, but it took it. Yeah, but that second shot's going to get through.
To the body of Scum 2.
Yeah, he did. Blark.
I hit a thing.
Your shot just punches through the cover, through his chest, and hits the wall the opposite side as he just sort of slumps.
I will
dead.
pat my hell gun lovingly.
Nice shot.
I finally hit a thing.
Skith, your maneuver.
Semi-auto burst. Into Scum 1 and Scum 3 in that order. We will take you guys down. We have no idea why you wanted to kill us or why you were just walking past in this alley. Completely nothing to do with us.
You drew a gun, they drew theirs, and then shooting happened.
Well, they looked like they were setting up for an ambush, so it seemed a sensible precaution at the time. Little did I know it was going to lead to escalation. Versus Ballistic Still 50.
Well,
God
someone's out of
damn,
fate points.
No, I'm not. I have 2 left, and I'm burning fucking one of them because, oh my
Spending.
god, no.
Spending.
Spending,
Burning is
spending,
very
spending.
different.
Sorry, terminology.
Don't
Just
burn
like
it on-
before
don't
something
burn it on
awful
that.
happens.
Spend your fucking point.
Yes, spent re-rolling because, oh god.
Nope.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
I can fix jammed guns, at least.
Yeah, but his are alien tech. They probably do fun stuff when they jam.
What
Probably.
quality is your
Actually-
alien tech anyway?
Actually, wait, yeah, what
This
quality?
is a best quality.
It doesn't
one.
jam.
Yeah, I can't jam.
Oh, lucky you.
Nevertheless, it was worth it for the attempt at re-roll.
Alright, Des, your maneuver.
Leap on top of the minecart flamers.
Oh no, I don't need to leap anywhere.
Oh joy.
Well, actually, what does that cover again?
Big ol' hunk of metal. God damn it!
Hi.
Hunk of metal that a shopkeeper was likely using as his table. It's actually like what's the word I'm looking for? Seared. It's
Well,
I forgot the word.
Sears?
No,
Welded.
when you like fuse something to the floor. Metal. Welded. There it is.
I
It's
said
a
that
huge
3
chunk.
times.
Huge chunk of metal welded to the floor. It's about the same quality as all the other metals around here. It's just there's a lot of it, so it's counting as
But
really
that's-
decent cover.
But that's
doesn't-
not going to stop that.
It doesn't matter. Flamers
No,
ignore
fire.
cover.
Yeah, fire. All of those things and more.
Flavors.
Of course, now it's
So here's
More
how flamers
melty.
work. They get an agility test to get out of the way.
they're screwed.
I, now, since I'm doing dual shot, firing both simultaneously, and that I have
Holy
tons of
shit! One
purify.
made it.
Hold on.
No, they get minus 40.
Oh,
Back in just a moment.
I need
Carry
to have
on,
a
carry on.
sad.
They really can't make that roll.
They can't. They literally can't. See that guy with that 20? Yeah. That's his score. 20. He made it on the
He has
dot.
to beat a negative 20.
Yeah, they're not doing that. They did.
Well, we don't know that yet. Okay, when you crit, maybe, yeah. Emperor's Fury, go!
Do it.
No,
do
wait,
your whole
no.
fucking shit. I don't
Wait,
care.
I'm wrong. That was not an Emperor's Fury.
Oh yeah, it's not. That plus 10 is just mine. Bonus, yeah.
Well, they don't get any cover.
Yeah, it's just 17.
They don't have
Oh, yeah.
even twice that. Even if you double their wounds, they don't have that many. They're dead.
Oh yeah.
It only has a pen of 2, but yeah.
They don't wear armor.
Are their bodies on fire?
There's no bodies. There's just
No,
ash.
actually, you do technically check, but yeah.
Actually, yeah. How much over their wounds did it go?
Well, they each had 4 wounds. You tell me.
They had 4?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. All right. Well,
They're
hang on.
regular scumbag humans. What do you expect?
Expect them to burn.
They had 4
Burn for the
wounds.
Emperor.
4 wounds, no armor, and some pistols.
Oh yeah, flamers are technically energy, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
And there's not even boots left. There's not even...
Well, technically they would be blackened corpses, but
No! There's not even corpses. It's just ash.
just
maybe.
ash. All right.
And there might be some fire over here now.
There. That's how bad it is. You reduced it to blue cover.
Hmm.
You melted some of the freaking walls, and the cover is slagged slightly, and there's just
I got
ash.
shot. I'm a little upset right now.
Combat over. You win, damn it.
Okay, so just something I just realized that I wasn't taking into account. The weapon I'm using is only capable of full auto, so I should have been getting plus 20 on all my rolls.
But you can
Well,
only
alright then.
attack as a full action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you actually shot at anyone. Oh, you mean the turret? Yes, the turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. My bad. I was looking for a light stubber, and it says here I put it as a light stubber. I just can't find it on the shorthand, which is weird. Whatever.
The core book only has heavies too, so I don't know.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, it's a heavy stubber now. Screw it. Moving on.
So are there any bodies that we could at least, check for ID?
Vaporized, burned to nothing.
So one I
of
hit,
them would have
technically.
enough food for a
Bad
couple
news,
100,000
guys.
people on
The
it.
only bodies that were not vaporized out of existence were all
In the cone of flame.
in the super fire death that was strong enough to melt hardcover to not so hardcover. So, yeah, no, there's not anything left. The most that's left is maybe some bits over there. There's no kill like overkill.
I look both ways down the alley.
Some
Make
blood
sure
runs down
there's-
your face.
Pardon?
Some blood run down your face.
Yeah, I'll deal with that. No signs of other hoodlums on their way.
Not immediately.
In that case, I duck back inside and Captain, do you know anyone who might be coming here to try and kill you?
He slowly raises above his desk, which he's overturned for cover. Aye.
If I described them to you, do you think you might know who they would be?
Doubt it. I mean, they could just hire folk, and gangs around here will do anything for a hit.
Hey.
Sig is gonna march back over to the door.
Unless they're like wearing like real specific stuff, and if they was doing that, you'd all be dead.
Sig's gonna march in. Your hunters have been immolated and vaporized.
Well, good job. Thank you.
Expect someone to come
Sure
looking
more
about...
will show up tomorrow. And the day after that.
Expect
Until you do
someone...
the job.
Yes. Would you expect someone to be coming for the large gout of flame?
The guard, maybe. It was pretty big, so... 20% chance they want to bother looking into it. Honestly, the gangs around here get into weird shit all the time. And a gang being roasted out of oblivion isn't really that's not news.
Alright, then.
Sir, get on the job, then. I guess I'll have to flip my desk back over. Damn it, this thing's heavy.
Sig will wave to Scath and Carnivore.
Desdemona's outside looking for
So,
some trouble.
Skev, your head is doing some wonderful throbbing, and Des, your arm is throbbing in unison practically. Both of you are pretty banged up.
Captain, I don't suppose you know how to use gauze.
Sig will turn to look at him. Notice the gash missing out of the Tao's head. Afraid not.
If you're curious, Tau do have a skeletal structure and all that. It's not entirely dissimilar to humans, and his blood is in fact blue. He is water cased, so blue. I think Earth have like green, I don't remember.
I did give my servo skull medica.
It's good to have the skull do it. Or try, rather.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best. It's only 35, but it has a thing.
Yeah, it is only a 35, and you will be taking a penalty because its knowledge of Tau biology is,
Probably
it's pretty sure he has bones.
Yeah, but it'll look at it anyway, because there's no reason not to look at it.
Fair enough. Be aware, this is not a trivial task.
Yeah, I know, but what's the penalty for failing? Just trying to figure out, how bad it is.
You might think he's not a Tau, but actually an orc. That is the penalty.
It's a servo skull.
Yeah. I never said this very smart servo skull.
I know.
Do your bloody
but it
roll.
It doesn't do anything. Oh,
So
got
I'll-
close.
Got close.
Well, I still have the notes in my robe, so I will quickly go deal with this while they're patching each other up.
By yourself.
Yeah, by yourself might have been the hottest idea after what just happened.
You might want support. Even if just,
I will
a
remind
long
you, you
gun.
saw gangs on the way here all over the place.
I can run and I can lie.
Yeah, but they could easily attack you because you are alone.
Yeah, let me give you a reference. That was 6 dudes, just regular fellers with bare minimum combat experience with shit pistols, and this happened to you guys. So try 4 of them versus just 1 of you.
The servo skull will now go over to look at Desdemona.
Okay?
Nope.
Its readings tell you that they're definitely human.
It just like kind of pokes at her arm.
It stings.
Glare.
Yeah, that punched a hole right in the power armor, too. The first shot just kind of hit and, like, bruised and maybe dented a little. Second shot, yeah, no, that's in there. It's probably still in there.
Yeah, she's heavily damaged now. This is going to take a while.
That shuttle is a fair distance away, I think.
You'd have to go up to the next level, walk a good mile and a half, and then you're at where you're supposed to, where your ship is. Assuming it's not been impounded.
We might just want to go handle the captain's task as quickly
Medical
as possible.
supplies exist, and they would exist even down here, but they're far more valuable down here. Then again, you guys are rich as balls, so
What's the communication range on my microbead?
you can very easily communicate with your ship from here. It's got a... You can't communicate with the big ship, but your ship just fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Hey guys, how's the ship going?
Well, we scuffed out the nose cone and nearly got arrested, but it's alright otherwise.
Okay, good.
I mean, we
Put
did
that
pay the
down,
mooring
Henry!
fee,
It's
didn't
not
we?
what you think it is!
That's normal.
Oh god, the fluffy! It's just a hamster. What's a hamster? Shut up.
They got the damn hamster out again.
They lied. There is food here.
Let's just get going and avoid any and all people pointing more guns at us.
That
You gotta get
would
off
be
planet then, buddy.
Hmm.
So you're just gonna head straight to the office that old Captain Ahab pointed out to you?
Well, how about we case the place, at least?
Fair enough. How would you like to go about casing the place?
Well, describe the surrounding streets so that we know just
Uh,
what sort
muddy
of
and
approaches
shitty.
there are.
Alright, I'll give you a bit of a description then. As you meander your way along, I'm assuming trying to at least hide your wounds or not look like you're openly bleeding and thus a wounded animal, perfect for being jumped.
Considering I'm hiding my face entirely.
Alright then, so the gangs are leaving you alone for the time being, though a lot of people are rushing towards where the commotion happened now, likely to scavenge the nothing. Because you burned it all. You do come across what you have to presume is the holding offices. Mostly because it's the only place that A, looks maintained, and B, has obvious Imperial Guard sigils. Biggins. And is guarded by one Imperial Guard with a lasgun, though he looks bored at best. The doors, they're double doors, and they're proper double doors, they open inwards. You're not sure what's inside, no windows. It actually kind of looks like a building that's just sort of built into the wall, but no windows. It's just kind of a big rectangle that looks slightly different than the rest of the walls, plus doors. There's no steps leading to this one. It's just straight on, straight through. Imagine the front of a police office if it was part of a wall. So once you get in there, there's not a whole lot to see. It's got a problem with hive cities. There's no windows and shit.
Well, I say I go in there, try to talk my way past the guards, and have a plan of. Well, actually, one of you guys has a microbead too, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
So-
I do.
So I will signal you if I get into trouble.
I assume the comm link in my helmet can work with this.
Correct.
I also assume she's keeping her helmet on now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cardamom,
Scath, hey. You're right.
Cardamom, you're planning a charm offensive, not a sneak in, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, I had a cloak here that you might find useful, but otherwise, nope. Carry on.
So I will just. Well, I'm gonna deceive and charm my way in.
So you're gonna brazenly march to the front door, huh?
I'm here to get my low-down girlfriend.
Alright, so
You
since
people
everyone is
dragged her
behind
up
this
here.
plan, I guess, where would everyone like to stash themselves while he does this? Or are you just gonna stand in the middle of the fucking street looking suspicious?
And
I mean, there's other people here doing the exact same thing, so don't worry about looking suspicious, I'm just saying.
I think we should like to be at nearest on the corners. We want to see what's going on, but be far enough
Sadly,
away we
this
can't.
place was built, well, its position was, intelligently placed, and they clearly patrol the area well enough to where there's no, pockets or alleyways or hobo dens in, 50 meters of this thing. The best you can do is maybe Shanghai a merchant stall a good 20 meters to the east of it.
Well, 20 meters is point-blank range. I'm just saying far enough away we can keep line of sight.
Oh, well, shit. Depends
assume
whether or not
it's
you want to kick someone out. If you want to kick out some hobos, yeah, you can get as far away as 100 meters before the thing starts to turn.
The street, you mean?
Yeah, the street.
Gotcha.
It's one like an excessive alleyway. These aren't really proper streets, but we'll call them streets. Sure, why not?
Street implies it's wide enough to be accessed routinely. Alley
Road,
sounds like
actually,
something
road,
two
road
shoulders
is a pretty
wide.
good one. Road
Yeah.
feels right.
Although we are subterranean, so like ceilings 10, 15
Well, back
meters
in the
above.
oldie days, they actually were supposed to be just roads. They were designed for servitor, like wheelie servitors to use only, not people. But this is the Empire now. Anyway,
Empire.
right. So, are you going to kick out some hobos or try and find one that is unoccupied at the moment?
Unoccupied for the moment might be better, as long as we don't get more attention than we need.
It's up to you. Either way, I need I guess it would just be awareness to just find something. It's not really a search check in it, is there?
I think. I'm trying to figure out what the difference between awareness and scrutiny is.
Scrutiny is for people, I think.
Yes, scrutiny is the sense motive.
I guess it's just awareness for just looking
I guess
for a
so,
thing.
Yeah. Alright, everyone roll awareness.
The thing you're all terrible at.
I totally am not. There's my
There's
89 versus
16.
47. See? Perfect success.
Oh, Jesus.
Did anyone succeed?
Nope.
Yeah, all these are occupied. If you're gonna take a little hidden spot, you're taking it from somebody.
Is there anybody, okay, that guard isn't watching. Is there anybody else just,
Well, you're like a good 100 meters away. No, he's not watching.
Okay, is there a loose section of wall anywhere?
Everywhere. Yeah, the difficulty is, how confident are you this is not a load-bearing wall?
I can figure that out.
Yes, you can. I guess you just walk up to the first wall you see that's loose and make me a roll.
A roll of what?
A gas knucklehead. Tech use. There's no architect skill.
Yeah.
The only real alternative there is, I don't know,
Ah,
scholastic lore.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense for this. All right, you're able to tell this is not a load-bearing wall, thankfully. In fact, it continues to you that it's very likely like any of these walls are load-bearing. Like, with all the honeycombing going on, if these were load-bearing, this place would have collapsed a long time ago. There's likely some other system that's keeping these things up, not the walls directly.
So what I'm looking for is just a panel that if I tore it off, we could go into the spot it used to be in.
All I need now from you is a strength check from your arm, well, how are you making the hole?
Robo arm! Ah!
I thought so. Make a strength check with your arm.
I get a plus something. Is it a plus?
I think it's 10
plus
or 20.
Plus
Yeah.
20 to my strength,
Go on.
which makes it a 45.
And go on that wall.
Damn.
You make some noise, and people look over suspiciously, but... And by people, I mean 3 gang members and a hobo.
I wave over Desdemona to help.
Yeah.
Your left arm is telling you, yeah, that's not happening. Now all the bullet is still in there. Talk to me when the bullet's out.
Yeah, she declines.
Alright, he'll just try again.
Sketh wanders over to a hobo, trying to keep his face reasonably hidden. Offers to trade him a ration for his hidey hole.
Are you going to roll a skill on that, or is this just a straight trade? I'll accept barter, because it is, well, the trade skill. Barter...
Commerce doesn't really apply here.
What else did I accept?
Barter or charm should work.
Charm is good. I also technically take Intimidate, but you're not really trying to if you're offering him a thing.
And I will continue to try to tear off this piece of metal, which I did roll again and succeed.
Yeah, no, you got it off. At that point, you just tore. It's free. You actually broke quite a few, for lack of a better term, bolts out of it. But otherwise, it's a 2-person wide hole in the wall that goes about maybe a meter and a half deep.
Yeah, I was thinking it wouldn't give us enough room for all three of us, so I'll roll versus 80.
Oh God, why?
You start speaking Tal at him out of just pure reflex. He screams at you and runs for it.
Well, you got a spot.
Is he running towards the building with all the security or away?
Towards.
Of course. Oh God. I'm gonna.
And then the good news is that he is about to run past where you're tearing a chunk of wall off, so I will allow reactions to that.
Well, shooting him would get more attention, like even worse.
I suppose. You keep in mind,
You've got a robo arm and a giant slab of metal.
I do.
that anyone with common lore Imperium, please roll real quick.
Aye, that's not me.
Nope.
Assuming you mean,
Well,
like,
yeah, there's other people in the party, goddammit.
I have Imperial Creed.
Nope.
That
no
would really
military.
cover it. Common lore Imperium is what I'm looking for here. It's a
Nope.
known.
Well,
Nobody
apparently
here
I
is
didn't get
common lore
that.
Imperium. You're all have no idea what you're doing inside the
I
Imperium.
haven't actually seen a thing that gets that.
I've got Ecclesiarchy and Imperial Creed. Like,
I have Navis Nobility.
We get a very small list of common lore, each of us.
But that one's like on every. Okay, whatever.
It's not on
No,
mine.
it's not.
Not really.
All you know is a hobo's running away. Moving on.
Yeah, it's not on mine. Mine comes with
Wait, okay,
Navis Nobility or Imperial Navy.
Yeah.
It sounds like something
common lore
that's supposed to
Imperium
be
is
kind of implicit in the rule system.
common lore Imperium is a thing that you can roll on for information in scenarios like this one.
All right. Well, he's trying to run past. I have a robo arm with a big slab of metal still being held in it.
You want to slap him with the wall?
Yes, I do.
I figured. Weapon skill. I'm
Like,
taking a penalty because it's not a proper weapon, but do it.
I do actually. There are actually rules for just hitting someone with the thing.
I know, I have them open.
Oh, all right. Okay. Any change from the
The robo arm will let you add its strength to it.
No, from holding the giant slab of, metal that I just tore off the wall.
What about it?
Is that gonna make it worse or better or not?
Worse. The chance to hit is now worse.
Even though it's a huge thing. All right.
No. The difficulty doesn't come from actually striking him. It's striking him with the right part of it with enough force to do something. Otherwise, you're just kind of putting it in his way. Which will slow him down, but you're aiming to knock him down, I presume. Not just be in his way.
But my weapon skill is shite.
I'm aware. And I never said that's the course of action. It's just the course of action you wanted to take.
Don't really have another course of action. I just stop him somehow. He's gonna run straight to the guard.
Shooting him is always a course.
Yeah, well, okay, sure, but that could get even worse attention.
Too bad you don't have common lore Imperium to tell you what exactly the consequences would be.
This is a hobo who's running over there, who's going to, at best, shout at some guards, "I got scared!" And they're going to trample him underfoot, I'm betting.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna do anything.
That's just me speaking from what I know of this setting.
Yeah, forget it. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, no one's gonna care what a hobo does.
Alright, so the hobo runs off screaming about Xenos. Or, well, you think it's Xenos. It keeps alternating between Xenos, heresy, mutants, demons, and it's just kind of he's just kind
look, a
of
hobo.
slurring.
Xanatos.
Yeah, sure.
I climb into his unoccupied hobo hole and
It stinks pretty bad.
cover
I
myself
think
with
he
a
vacated his
blanket.
bowels before he left because he was pretty scared.
I
That
will
would actually
wave-
be a step up in this place's hygiene.
I will wait for Desdemona to join me in the hole that I have made.
Alright, so two of you jam yourselves in a recently made hole, and one of you jam himself in a recently used hole.
Unoccupied hobo hole is a great name for a band.
Yeah, it kind of is. Carnivore, the ball's in your court. Yeah, it's about 100 meters to... You went east, so west. West to the... You don't have to move your bloody token. This is a completely different fucking alleyway.
I like moving my token.
Fine, move your token. Right then. Yeah, however you want to approach is your business. Just tell me what you do.
Well, I'm going to do the charm offensive. It's a public space, so I assume we can walk up to it.
You can freely walk up to it. The guard looks at you like in a kind of bored, expectant manner.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go in, and if anybody asks me what I'm doing here, then I will spin a tail.
All right. You enter with no trouble. He doesn't even pretend to try and stop you. Inside are three... You don't know. They're people. They're dressed nice. You don't have common law Imperium, so... Plarg. It's notable they don't have proper desks. They do just have what you swear to God are big metal buckets that have been overturned. However, there is one proper desk. However, it is behind it is in like an office sort of situation. Yeah, it is using some sort of plastic or something to cut it off from the rest of everyone. It's sort of like a cubicle cut off with some sort of plastic, and it does have a door, which the door itself is the similar plastic.
I assume that's where I'm trying to get the thing to.
Most likely.
Okay, how many people are in here?
3. They seem to be doing paperwork at their weird bucket desks. There is a hallway leading deeper in. This seems to be like the entryway, and the office in question is on your left.
Didn't he say
You're
there
presuming
would be
past
some?
these fellows is going to be a holding, like the holding cells.
Didn't Ahab say that there would be some sort of selection of evidence on that desk?
Inside the office, presumably.
Hmm.
He basically wants you to plant the evidence currently inside Cardamon's jacket on that man's desk. Or woman's, you don't know. So, how do you plan to get inside the office and so on?
So I'll walk up to one of the people, and say, I'm here to visit a prisoner.
The young man looks up, and he has that particular look of someone who doesn't eat enough, and not out of choice. Disheveled, dirty, less dirty than the people outside, but by measures, let's call it. He looks at you like you just asked him whether or not he'd like to be shot in the face a whole bunch today. And he blinks twice and goes, "Who?"
Antiqualina, Jolina, Toraliana, Talus Williams.
He spends a moment shuffling through papers and starts looking sweaty and confused and just goes, if she's in there, she's going to be further in. And he just sort of points to the alleyway further in. Well, corridor, really. I'll point out that the ceiling here is a little on the low side. You've only got like 2 feet for your head.
So the office is directly on my...
Yeah,
to my
the
left?
office is on your left, and he's pointing to a corridor that goes past himself and further in, which you presume is where the prisons are and holding cells.
Yep. Do you know where she's going to be in there? I don't want to just wander into the prison.
Well, behind bars? It's not big.
Look, I had to come all the way from the upper level for this.
I'm sorry. Here, I'll show you. And he sort of stands to show you the way.
Sure, I'll go with this because I can raise a stink when they can't find her.
All right. You go with this particular fellow down the corridor and are in a unattractive room, I guess. Some about it just is even less pleasant. Some maybe to do with the wall color, and the bars aren't helping. There are 2 prisoners. One is, well, they're both male humans. One is sleeping, one is not, and beyond that, you have to get closer. It's probably a 20-foot by 20-foot room. And 10 foot of that for each cell. Or sorry, not 10 foot, 10 by 5 foot.
Wait, these are all the prisoners you have here?
Uh-huh. That's it.
I was told my delivery driver had I was told my delivery person had been interned here.
Is it him? He points at the sleeping one.
No, she's a woman.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've been sleeping with her, so yes.
Are you really sure? Because all we have is these two.
Yeah, I received a message saying that my delivery driver had been interned here, and I need to come down and post bail for her.
They could have released her. It would have been false charges, or someone else could have come to pick her up. Does she have family?
Not that I know on this world.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't handle that.
Okay.
You'd have to speak to the arbitrator in his office on the next level.
I'm going to storm back to the entrance. You know what? I'm going to wait for your boss. Where does your boss come in?
If he needs to, he comes down from his office from a level up.
Fine. You get him down here. I'm going to wait in
I
that
can't
office.
leave. I'm on clock. If I leave, I'll get fired or shot or both.
That's not my problem.
But sir, I can't.
I
Sorry, I can't help you, but I can't.
So yeah, I use the pretense of this to open the office and wait in there.
Oh, you just storm in there?
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna be a big ass locked. The door to it, well, you reach for it to like storm in, but the door is locked. Tech use will tell you precisely how it's locked because there's no obvious padlock on it.
I have a 20, so I might as well try. Nope.
Yeah, it's locked with some sort of mechanism, you're sure. Bolts are possibly involved. And the assistant sort of stammers, he's not in, and the key is, please, calm down.
I will calm down when I speak to somebody in charge.
You can talk to the guard. He gestures outside.
I just lean against the door and huff.
Fine, I'll see if I can get him on the Vox. And he scrambles over to his desk and appears to be trying to find a Vox. Funnily enough, there is actually a Vox that isn't, like, it's a really obvious Vox, but it's clear why he's not using it because the Vox is labeled emergency only, so.
You do have someone who knows tech on the horn, but...
But I would have to talk to you. They'd notice.
They are focused on whatever it is they're doing, paperwork looks like.
You could whisper.
So I got this door here. It's locked.
You can pretend you're mumbling under your breath all angry like. That's a good cover.
So I got this door here. It's locked, and I can't get into it because it seems to be locked. I can't figure out how it's locked. Grumble, grumble.
That's good enough where I'm not going to make you even roll on it. Good job. That was a good impression. Well,
Need a bit more description than that, I assume.
I will allow you to describe it a little more detail. Unfortunately, since you're not in front of it, his detailed description is it's a door.
Uh-huh.
As best you can figure, judging from what little he's given you, since there's no keypad, there's no obvious padlock, you think it's a simple bolt, like you turn a knob, bolt clicks in. And that requires him to try and lockpick it, like, ye old-fashioned style. Or shoot the lock, either one works. It's that or try and work the hinges out.
But I got 3 people watching me.
It's that or try and work the hinges out. It's either way, it's a physical task. He could maybe pull it off if he was subtle enough. Or you just kick it down, shoot it open, whatever, bloodbath.
Well, yeah, I'm fine with shooting the lock, but I got 3 people looking at me, and I don't got any way to get rid of them. Hey, some Xeno wants to make a distraction to get people out of here.
Because at this moment, a crazy hobo runs up to the guard outside screaming about like Xeno and other interesting things for the third time in about 20 minutes, give or take. Because they already arrived once, and now he's doing it again. And he's making a little more hubbub this time, though it looks like the guard will just drive him off again. So it does mean the guard is distracted for a bit. The people inside don't seem too bothered yet.
Oh my god, did you hear that? There's Xenos around here?
One of the aides just looks up curiously, and the more panicked one goes, "I can't find a box."
If you people let my delivery driver fall to a Xeno, I'm gonna have all of your heads.
The panicked one just kind of flails his hands in the air, and the other two just grunt.
Hey,
You can roll Intimidate if you want.
Carnamont,
Yeah.
you told him that you were that you were on the Vox with the arbitrator, right? Told you to come down here, claim your driver, right?
Yeah.
Tell that guy, here, I got the arbitrator on the line, you incompetent buffoon, and hand him your Vox. I'll see if I can do a good enough impression.
You know what?
This will be impressive because you've never heard him before in your entire life, and you're trying to sound like a human at the same time. I want to see you pull this off.
All I need to do is sound like it's a bad connection. I'm hoping.
There's also the chance that this guy's never actually heard the arbitrator before himself.
You know
Entirely
what?
possible.
You know what? Stop looking for the Vox. I've got someone from the arbitrator's office on my microbead right now. Here you go.
What? And he now has a microbead, has no idea what the fuck he's doing with it.
You put it in your ear.
He puts it in his ear.
Who the hell is down there that's so incompetent? I need to be on the line.
What is this noise?
Give me your name, you incompetent buffoon.
He looks around a bit. Charles? Charleston Alexander Xavier the First, I guess.
Good. Now, listen to me, Charles. I told this nice businessman that he could come down and claim his driver, and what are you doing holding him up?
She's not here.
Well, go into the office and check the files.
But I can't, it's locked.
This is not my problem. Shoot the lock if you have to.
I don't have
Or
a
I'll come
gun.
down there and shoot you myself, with my
Yes,
own
sir.
bodyguard.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
What was that about a gun?
One moment. And he sort of hears some talking, and then the guard just sort of marches in, looks at you funny, and points his las gun at the lock and blasts it to slag, and then marches out again. There. Wait, what do I do now?
Just give me my microbead back. Come in here and check the files for my driver.
How?
It should be on this desk somewhere.
No, the other thing.
You just pull it back out of your ear.
Oh. And she does so, and
Okay, sounded like
Looks at
someone that
it.
was talking to the person in the background there.
no.
Carry on.
Looks at it and blinks and passes it to you. It is considerably more filthy than it was in your ear.
I wipe it off and put it back.
All right. The door is, well, open. Desk is a proper desk. Like, it's actually a piece of shaped metal. It has 2 drawers, and there are definitely files on top of the desk, and the assistant is already going through them, trying desperately to find the thing that doesn't exist.
Okay, well, I'll wait till he's distracted and subtly drop these. Oh, actually, I'll drop the files from my robe onto the floor while I knock over some other files.
Okay. All right. I need a discretion.
I'll roll a deceive.
Deceive, that is it.
58 is my deceive.
Okay.
Yay!
Pulled it off. You subtly, surprisingly, kind of hip check the desk, which rattles and some stuff falls, and you just so happen to drop those files at the same time. The aide, of course, flusteredly scrambles for them and plumps the whole mess back on the desk worriedly and just insists he really cannot find it.
Okay, so really? I take a minute. I take a minute looking through all the files, then just grab a random one and go, see, how could you not find this? She was put on. She's 2 miles that way in a different one. Sorry to bother you.
But
I walk off.
But good news for you. You grabbed a actually fairly interesting. I rolled randomly. Don't mind me. You grabbed a fairly interesting piece of paper actually on your way out. So. We will close the session, because it's about closing time, with you returning to your allies with a successful stunt under your belt, go you, and a bit of paper, which on immediate perusal, because the fuck not, is explaining to you something rather interesting. It seems to be some sort of document detailing, I'm going to use massive finger quotes here, deputies taken from local gangs sent to cleanse the levels of the scum.
Huh.
Hey guys, I found something fun while I was screwing around with that guy.
It mostly lists which gangs are involved and getting them certain like permissions to use low grade gun kind of things. So this might explain at least where some of the guns are coming from for some of these gangs, and it would point out which ones are the best armed. So this piece of paper actually would tell you which gangs to probably avoid, because they not only might have the law on their side in some scenarios, but would probably be better armed than most other gangs. So this actually is helpful.
Just to make sure none of us would ever forget it, the servo skull is going to scan it.
Cool. It is now scanned. Congratulations, you now have a mental version of it.
We now have it forever.
Yes.
So
That is
apparently
awesome.
Carnomon's initial bluster in there managed to give me a +20 on that deceive.
Nice.
Because you never asked for the roll.
I didn't need to. You played it well enough.
Alrighty.
That was
that and I kept rolling checks for this guy to grow a spine, and no. This
You
man
can't beat a
questions.
101.
This guy is a extremely low-ranking servitor of the Imperial. Like, he's not having a spine is in his job description.
He's a jellyfish.
He won't be that by the end of the day, I'm sure.
Depends on whether or not people notice you took the file, and there's a lot of files on there. So, yeah.
Well, because we now have a servo skull recorded, think of that, we could possibly get more reward out of this guy.
You probably could, and you also definitely know what alleys and particular routes to avoid, so the chances of you having a random encounter are now lower, essentially. If you assuming you take the safe routes, which will occasionally require more time.
There's a schedule of the cleansing on here?
No, just the
no,
usual
it just tells you the territory. It lists specific gangs involved with this, where their territory is, and the fact that they're going to be better armed and may have connections to the law, which just means if they decide to shoot you, they might not get in trouble for it.
Okay, so it's a list. It's a list of deputies.
Yeah, it's a I said, list of deputized scum cleansers. Let's call it.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty.
That's awesome. Woo.
People did things.
This is how you give people loot in these campaigns, with weird shit like that. And this is actually exactly the wrap-up time. I can go further, but this seems about right.
Yeah,
That's good. We suffered glorious success. Emphasis suffered.
Yep.
people got hurt. Some people got immolated.
So, to be clear, you outgunned these guys by a rank of 1,000, and they still nearly killed you.
Well, that's how
Scaff got
guns
shot
work.
in the head and
That's
could
how
have
guns
died.
work.
I love
Well,
a game
mostly-
system where my idiotic plans actually work.
Though mostly we got fucked up by those hallucinogenic grenades.
Which was just luck on their part, I'll be frank. It was a lot of... I rolled like 10s for both throws. The chances of them actually making that throw were not... Just...
Yeah, at least as soon as I actually got a shot off, I killed someone with it.
As to the whole hallucinogenic thing, for future, I will rule, assuming there's no holes in your armor or any of that crap and you're wearing your fucking helmet, I will rule you're immune to gases of that nature. It depends, really. Like I said, we'll just take it a case-by-case basis as best we can.
Okay.
I take some poison and rub it all over your armor.
Can't. Most
You're
likely,
fine
though,
for now,
common
but-
hallucinogenic grenades are just going to ping right off you, though.
You're fine for now, but wait till you try to take it off.
I don't think Sisters of Battle will do. I think they live in that stuff.
How do they pee?
She
They
technically.
pee.
Well,
and
that,
then
the
they take
armor
the bag
handles that.
The suit handles everything.
But no, she does have a set of robes that they wear when they're not in those. But
Which is mostly
she,
when they're praying in front of the altar to the Emperor and
like, so
flagelating.
she might be like that if she ever trusts the ship. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, good
And
luck on
that
that one.
sounds likely.
Yeah, we're nowhere near that yet.
No.
But I got
So-
stuff.
You actually did okay in your first combat session. No major mistakes, and you guys survived.
Nobody's dead.
I learned
I'm
that I
kinda
might need to make
close.
a few more maps just because you guys kind of need to know where cover is.
Little bit, yeah.
Just having basic relative positioning. All of those measures you rattled off were fine if they'd been delivered in like left to right order instead
And
of
like text.
topic. Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can describe it a little better. Difficulty was there is a lot going on this particular
Maps are probably
that's-
less of a pain.
That's why just basic visual aid like this is good.
one. Well, we'll start using basic visual aid like this for future then. At least for most combats. Unless, like I said, unless it's just a narrow corridor with, like, you're in cover, they're in cover. In which case,
Yeah.
I might not bother.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be you're not moving, you're just shooting at each other, then yeah.
Yeah, some fights are going to be... This one wasn't just because they got the jump on you and you immediately went for your guns. If you had just spent a second to talk or get into cover first or pretend you didn't notice and, like, shuffle behind that, then yeah, I wouldn't have fucking bothered. I would have just been like, hey, you both shoot each other from cover for a while.
I don't give suppressing fire because my pistol is capable of full auto.
Heh. Well done.
Yeah,
Oh, that reminds
technically, if
me,
we
you do
wound
get your
someone
reward.
instead of
You-
killing them flat out, they do have to resist a pinning check, but that's a whole different bushel of roses.
I will point out for everyone two things. Number one, that map is serious. It is a piece of loot, and it does actually.
Yeah.
You have to tell me when you're using it. To like you just say, we would like to use the map to deliberately avoid dangerous gangs.
Which
so I
we
don't have
will
to
for
roll.
right now, most likely.
I'm just saying, tell me that so I know not to roll on the do the gangs jump you scenario.
Considering injuries.
Yeah, now you've got injuries, and there are some gangs around here who do have the kind of firepower that makes them think, yeah, we can take these guys. There's
Yeah.
12 of us.
Since I'm heavily wounded, it's going to take me weeks to recover.
Yep, might want to go look into some med packs.
Does
Yeah.
anybody have a listening device we can leave back there? Because I want to hear. I want to hear him get bitched out.
Yeah, you wish.
I do not have spare microbeads.
And as you successfully nuked the entire fucking group, you get your 500 XP for this session.
Hurrah!
Woot.
I'll spend it on something later.
Yeah, no rush on it.
I might even hold off on it. I might need to raise some attributes.
Entirely possible. That's the wonderful part about this system is that you can just sit on it.
I actually know
You
exactly
can
what
sit
I
on
have to do it.
You can sit on it. Rocks fall, you die. Everyone else is fine. You're just dead.
Kablooey!
Party conflict. All right.
What
I
party?
will
I'm a
see
DM.
you-
Fuck you.
I will see you all next week.
Or we might
Conflict
also
parties are my favorite kind.
All right, see you all next week. I'm glad you had fun. See you next week for our Lustern.
Yep.
I've played it in a full evil party before. There's party conflict for you.
Yeah, be pretty serious. I hope everyone enjoyed the little adventure in space there.
Louis.